All right, we're back. Um, I don't know what happened, bad connection, but it is what it is. Let's start it back. So let's see if give it a couple minutes and make sure everybody get back in. Hopefully it doesn't freeze up on us again, but if it does, I appreciate everybody that came in or trying to come in. We'll just redo it next week. The devil is a lie when you're trying to speak the truth. So, end of the day, so far so good. I feel like on my end, I'll get started in a couple more minutes, about 4 minutes. Uh, Appreciate everybody that's coming in, giving the thumbs up. We're back on. I see about 4 or 5 of you guys are in here. My girl China, what's up? Golden Child, what's up, brother? Had a little technical difficulties, but we all good now. So let's see. Give me a couple minutes. I'm about to go into the other room real quick, grab something. I'll be right back. And make sure when I get started, you can call in, especially you, China. We gotta talk. Ah. All right, back in the building. Back in the building. Yeah, we want you to call in, China. All right, so I'm gonna stop the music. All right, so the real question is, y'all seen the title, is dating dead in 2020? Is dating and relationship dead in 2020? I've been doing a series of videos on the awareness for women to improve their dating life and men, you know, but more focus on the women. But at the same time, in 2020, dating could suck. So I came off with the 5 reasons why dating sucked in 2020. If you was tuning in earlier, we're going over it one more time. The first reason why I feel like dating sucks in 2020 or relationships don't be existent is because a lot of times people want a lot of attention and they feel like they got a lot of options to feed the ego from the dating apps, the social media platforms, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the Tinder, the POFs, the Bumbles, all those platforms feed the ego as if you have so many options. There's no two people in the world alike, but not only if there's no two people in the world alike, it's hard to find two people that coexist and work as a team and a unit. And that's what you want to build when you're in a relationship with the opposite sex. Is sometimes love could come later. You basically want to be each other as long as you equally yoked mentally, physically, and financially. So that's my number one. Number two is people have motives. At the end of the day, when people are not the best version of themselves, that makes them have motives. If they're financially stuck, they're emotionally ruined from the last relationship they had, they didn't get therapy, their age is up there, they're seeking you for their savior. You got to put on your cape, man or woman. Sometimes when you date people feel like you're going to bring the happiness when they should just be happy already before they come to you or date. So a lot of times people have motives. And what brings me to number three, people carry baggage. You have to do the work, the self-inflicted work to be the best version of you, to go get therapy, sit down for a couple months or a year or two to work on your finances to make yourself a better option for a woman or a man. Because at the end of the day, if you're, you sitting in financial ruin or emotional heartbreak, you're never gonna trust. You're always gonna have a motive to deal with somebody because they can bring this to the table and that to the table. Well, what do you bring to the table? All right. So number 4, people get weird after sex. A lot of times this comes with number 3. A lot of times people get weird after sex because they don't do the work. They don't realize that at the end of the day that what you've been through in the past. If you've been ghosted by a man or a woman, stop dealing with you after a sexual encounter, you got to go do the work and see why this happened, or understand that you can't put every category in the same category. Because if a woman get weird on me after sex, I'm gonna feel like she's living in her head, so it's nothing I can do to make her feel no different. She has to be confident within herself that at the same time we're two individuals and we both adults and we both got active. She got dick just like I got whatever, the vag. So at the end of the day, we both got to put our values on the same scale length. So at the end of the day, as people start getting weird sexually, that means they got trauma from the past, that when sex happened, things went bad. So that's my number 4. Number 5, people move too quick. I said, like, a lot of times women in a certain age, I'm 39, a lot of times when I meet people over 35 or a little bit under or in their 30s, sometimes people move in a sense of urgency because they wasted their 20s by doing the cock carousel, hot girl summer, or deal with the no beat, deadbeat guy for so long. But now when they get older, they're dating with a purpose. So sometimes when they meet you, they get a little bit too clingy, they move too fast. And it's like I said, the experiences in life have to be damn near equally yoked or understand the energy. If the energy is thirsty energy, you don't want that, because sometimes at the end of the day, you ain't gonna be able to, like, as me, I get turned off real quick when a woman be chasing me for all the things I had in my past, like marriage, been there, done that. So I'm not thirsty on that. So make sure you guys understand the energy that you put out when you're dealing with somebody, or what they putting into you, because a lot of times when people are moving too fast, and it's good to be marriage minded, boyfriend, girlfriend minded, or whatever you want to call it, to know what the end goal is. But at the same time, when you just can't just the first month of meeting somebody, just throw everything on the table, which is cool to be honest about what you're looking for. But if you throw everything on the table as much as a desperate need to have something, then you ain't gonna be able to hold on to something. So you'll chase the right man away, or the right lady away too. So all right, so those are my 5 things that sucks about dating in today in 2020. I got other things I was gonna talk about as well, but if anybody want to call in, like you, China, I'm talking to you about it. Call on in. And Mike, you can call back, or anybody else want to join the conversation tonight, you go ahead, hit the number in the description. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about it. But moving forward, let's talk about I'm gonna talk about 5 the ways men get sex. You know what I mean? I said 5 lame ways men do to get sex. And a lot of times as men, with this hookup culture in society, we sell out for sex sometimes, and sometimes it's bad because it destroys our state of value. We can't just bang anything, but the first thing we'll do is we'll pay for it flat out. And to me, as a man, you got to stand on something, because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So, paying for it is kind of bad. Here we go. Hello.
Hey.
What's up? What's up? Is this China? Is this China calling?
Yes, this is China. What's good, Zach?
What's going on? What's going on?
I called to talk about the topic.
Okay. What you got on the topic?
Is relationship is dead, and I'm gonna be purely honest with you. I actually believe that the relationship thing. I don't believe it's dead if you are a person reciprocating the energy. I don't think that's dead. I think that people that is like selfish, the selfish people, for them is dead, because more so people today is trying to get a leg up on other people. So with that, it kind of make it hard for people that actually want to not be in a fulfillment relationship, right?
Yeah.
But to deal with somebody that's honest and like straight up. I think that right there is making it hard for those type of people, because there's a lot of fake people out there.
So it's basically falling into the category when I said people have motives. My number two, but my number one was like people are addicted to meeting new people and people want to feed their ego. And then the number two is people have motives because people won't do the self work. So let me see. We got a caller coming in. Let's see. I don't want no trolls in here. Hello? Troll. He ain't get on here because I put his ass on a mute. So troll. Anyway, we can continue trying to. He ain't get in on the live stream to say what he had to say. You heard him, but nobody on the live stream heard him. So oh well.
No, I didn't hear him.
Oh yeah. Well yeah, I didn't pull him in. From now on, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the earpiece and check and see who calling. If they good, then I'll let them join the conversation. If not, then I'm gonna kick the troll out. So nice try, troll. Try again. Hey, it's a way to get rid of them. Put their ass on the earpiece and find out if you're a troll or not. But back what you were saying, like people do have motives, and like you said, a lot of times people. I think you got me on YouTube in the background. I got to turn it down.
Sorry, hold on. Do you hear it now?
No, I don't hear it now. But no, a lot of times, like I said, people are feeding the ego. They're not working on themselves. They have ulterior motives, men and women. And a lot of times with that, they're carrying a lot of baggage as well, How you feel about people that's not getting healed and then they trying to find something, but when they're not healed?
Yeah, it's kind of like, in order for a person to, first of all, this is what let me say this real quick. If you are looking for a person to make you happy, that's the problem right there. A lot of these people are not happy. And they're throwing themselves out there thinking that if I get a woman, or even with women, if I get a man, he's going to make me happy, he's going to fill my love cup. No. In order for you to actually be happy, you have to be happy with yourself. Sexually, mentally, spiritually, and physically. If you're not in the best shape of your life, if you're not mentally sound, and if you're not spiritually one with the Most High, connected to the Most High, you cannot look for a person to make you happy. That's why a lot of people get in relationships and they feel like they lost. A lot of people get in relationships and they feel empty. A lot of people get in relationships and they blame the opposite sex for the mistakes they made with that person, because you can see those red flags of dealing with that woman or dealing with that man, because you're not spiritually sound, you're not mentally sound, and you're not sexually one with yourself. And when I say sexually, you have to understand the things you like sexually. This is why some men, they get caught up with lust, and some men end up getting killed because they lust put them in bad predicaments when it comes to women, or women set them up, or women just do things because they allow that lust to lead them, which means that they're carnal-minded and they are attracted to women that mean them no good. So if you are that type of person, it's always going to suck for you. But if you're a person that's spiritually sound, like you know what you want, you know what you desire from a person, and that person's not going to give you what you want, then it's on to the next. That's easy for some. But for most, it's not easy because you don't even know yourself.
Facts. I mean, like I was saying before, like everything that seems like it's good might not be good for you. You as a man, you got to tap into your sexuality and understand what energy you give to a woman. You can't give every woman your energy. You got to learn the value of the word no as a man. And a lot of times, man, we get so we've been chasing the vag since we was 13 years old. So we basically, gotta conquer enough women in our life to realize what's good for us, what's not good for us. And when we don't tune into that and tap into our own reality of our own lives and our own selves, we actually be lost and we chasing ass. We doing everything for a booty. Just like I've said 5 lame ways a man use to get sex. They pay for it. They sell out for a relationship with a woman they really don't want to be with. They go after low value women. They blackmail women. They say, I pay this for you, so you do this for me. And they take advantage of younger women because they sell out. I mean, they basically take advantage of younger women because they try to run game or, been there, done that. So it's a lot of times low value ways. I feel like men sell out for sex, but not knowing themselves. How do you feel about when people do have sex and sometimes they get weird after sex? I know for me, I get a lot of times times in my life I have sex with a young lady. It may be early in a relationship or whatever. They get weird, but I notice it's the trauma from the past of that a guy didn't, the guy like ghost them afterwards. Do you feel like women need to work on that, or you feel like do women actually get weird after sex?
I don't really know too much about that because I haven't had relationships like that even with different guys. But I would say like with women that I dealt with like in my group, when it comes to that, up to you. And no, if a woman is dealing with you and she don't really know you and she lay with you, it's kind of like, it kind of put her in the stage, kind of like, what did I just do? What did I just do? When a woman gets to a point like, she want to know if you're going to call her, she want to know do you still like her, was her sex performance good, can I keep him, are you just the guy that just want her for sex? The reason why a lot of women feel like that is because they feel like they gave something up soon. And it's not a woman trying to run game on you. Don't look at it like that. Like, because guys actually believe that when a woman is holding sex from you, like some women even have a limit. There is no limit. It's just up to you how comfortable you are with dealing with a man. And I always tell women, if he's not offering you no commitment, then don't lay with him. Because for some women, she do feel like you took something. And if we talk about something spiritually, you took pieces of her. She has pieces of you living inside of her. So that's why some women feel weird because she actually gave you who she was. Like some women actually cherish and respect their body. I'm not going to say that, okay, you're a whore. You know what I mean? That she laid with you because she was feeling you and she trusted you. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that some women respect their sex, but they get into sex, having sex with you because she do want you to be that man in her life. So that's why I suspect she might feel different. She might get scared, nervous, or some women will even back away from you because she feel like she let herself down. It may be hard for you to hear that because a lot of men deal with promiscuous women, but women that are not promiscuous, if she lay with you and she acts a different type of way, it's kind of like, damn, I can't believe I gave myself to him. It's kind of like a compliment to the man because for her to open up to you, you doing something right. But to her, it's going to always feel like, what the fuck did I do? You get what I'm saying?
Do she need to, but I'm just saying, do she need to express that to the man? Because like what happens to me is I have women that express getting weird or start throwing shame and tactics of what happened to her in the past trauma. When I feel like if she do feel like that, she should keep it to herself. And if she don't keep it to herself, she basically like making me feel weird. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I hear myself. Can you turn on YouTube?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah. So basically what I'm saying is it's cool for, I feel like it's cool for a woman to have her boundaries and feel like how she feel. But at the same time, I feel like a woman, it's her responsibility to not live in her head and tell the partner that she laid down with about it, because the partner could be looking like, you put me in the categories all these other guys when I value you more than what you think. You know what I mean? Because for me, when a woman do all that, getting weird and start telling me, let's just go with the flow and go with the flow. Like now, if I start acting a certain way, then you question me. But if I don't, then why mess up a good thing? Because I'm gonna feel like you put me in a category of other people that I can't overcome because you've been through some shit before when you gave your body to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like, or on the other way in? This is another question. You said what?
I have a question for you as well.
Okay, well, this is a question for me. What if the sex is bad, you think, for women? How do they react on that? As well. Like,
I do know. Go ahead.
Do you think women, if the sex is bad, that's a deal breaker, or you think women in this case is they only going off the options of what they see? Like, I mean, like the options, but I'm just basically saying, if the sex good, they on point of feeling like how they feel, but the sex bad, then they might be turned off. Am I right? Or is that?
Well, you gotta look at it like this. It's the mindset and the psyche of a woman, right?
Yeah.
You know when you're dealing with a woman that didn't have that much experience. You know when you're dealing with a woman that's a playgirl. You know every man should know the woman that they're dealing with. Like, are you gonna know every single thing? No, but you do know that, like, some of the same women that act a certain type of way, they have certain traits about them. So if your sex is bad, but if she can benefit from you, right?
Yeah.
She will put that aside so she can benefit. But you got to know what type of woman you're dealing with. More so, 9 times out of 10, it be the older women that think that way, right?
Yeah.
Because she ain't looking at it sexually no more. She actually wants to be in a relationship, or she wants to benefit from a man. Now, if you're talking with the woman that's more so promiscuous and that have rolled a couple of niggas, and 9 times out of 10, these women are not ashamed of telling you how many niggas they've been with, or telling you what they do on the weekend. And she get a lot of dudes hollering at her, and and this most 9 times out of 10, it be the ones that like validation from men, the ones that be on Instagram and be on Facebook, because they have characteristics. So if you're dealing with a chick like that, she is dealing with niggas that's breaking her back. If she feels like you're not up to par, you will know. It's kind of like she'll have you chasing her. So if a man looking at it like, I don't give a fuck if my dick is bad to her, I just want to get this nut off in her. Some men do that with the female. That's why, like, when certain females come to the group and they be like, oh, he had ready dick, but he still takes me. And I put this on their mind. I'll say, what if he don't care about if you think he had bad dick? He just want to get his nut off in you because you look good, you fuckable, you could be a butterface, but your body look good. He just want to get his nut off on you. He don't care what you think, because you actually believe that he care more so about his performance in the bedroom, which he don't. All he care about is getting his nut in with you. So you could be the booty call, or you could be the whole he call when he need a nut. You get it? You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. So what happens? Now you had some more to add to that?
Well, I was just saying, like, it's more so the mindset of the woman. So, like, if you could be the bad dude in bed, if you're the bad dude that she lay with, and you the bad dude in bed to her, she gonna put you more on the back burner because she got other dudes chasing her. It don't matter what you drive. It don't matter how much money you got. She could be talking to other ballers. She could be talking to other niggas that got the same amount of things as you. So you will be more so chasing her.
Yeah, I get that. So what do you feel about the women that seek the beta male provider and then sneak out the back door to fuck the alpha male? Do you feel like that women play that game as well?
Only women that play that game is a woman that has been opened up to a alpha male. women that don't know about the alpha male, because you understand this, men need to understand this. Not every woman came across a masculine man. Because if you think about it, once, like, it be females you dealt with that just melt in your fucking hand like butter. She'll tell you that she never met a man like you, right?
Yeah.
And you can see that she gets so caught up and fucked up on you. It's because she never experienced a man like you. So when she sees that and she sees she can't control you, when she sees she can't get you to do as she say, she will still want to deal with you, but she'll tell you that I don't want to be in a relationship. She just want to fuck you. It's up to you as the man to say, nah, I'm good. If I can't have all of you, then I don't want you. But she will still be at your beck and call. What I think about those women is that these are the women that never experienced the alpha male. But if a woman experienced the alpha male in her life, and she know these dudes can't tame, she knows she can't control these dudes, she will fuck an alpha male. She will fuck a masculine man and still have the beta male, because you gotta understand, he's not just a provider. She is actually running this man. She can use her lust. She's mentally she's running game on him. She's manipulating him. And so it's easy for her to manipulate that man, but what she can't get from him, she want to get from the masculine man. It's just a lot of masculine men ain't up to fuck some of these bitches. Now, it's up to him. Some of these dudes will do it, but some of these dudes be like, nah, you got a nigga, I'm good. You know?
Yeah. So do you feel like, okay, so we're going to change the topic up a little bit, but do you feel like unmarried women move too fast at times when they get up there in age? You know, getting to that the high risk pregnancy, or I should be married before I'm 40, because I run into these chicks all the time. You know, I'm 39, so if I date women close to my age or a little bit under my age or older than me, some of them that haven't been married, they got this thirsty ass energy. Do you run into women in your group like that?
Women that have that get up in age, more so of the. Let me break something down for you. I got women. I'm not gonna put my age out there, but I'm like in my early 30s. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like right there in my early 30s, right there, right?
But you've been in relationships before, right?
Huh?
But I'm just saying, you've been in relationships that you don't have that thirst compared to most women, you know?
I mean, I was in a long-term relationship over 18 years.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying, like...
You know what I mean? I've been, like, really sheltered, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, so I got that I watch them on Instagram. I don't have a Facebook, but when I deactivate my Instagram, I watch them. But when I go look at them, it's kind of funny doing the same thing. They go to parties, they're traveling, but in a women, and these women are in a big system. They dress really slutty. They wear different color hair, and like they're pretty, right? And they see nothing wrong with it, right? But don't come a time when you get to that age of like 40, that's when they want to take about those who want to impress on a man. And see, some men will get it fucked up because they'll run into a chick like me, and they'll run into a chick like that and say, why all these chicks putting pressure? What see? Pressure is because you know, like value. If I rolled the cock, though, if I know that I'm the woman, if I know I'm going to cater to the kid, my life, my soul, and I don't have a nasty, shaky backbone, why would I settle for a man that's not going to give me nothing? You right?
Yeah. Or
I would be like those other women. But to me, those women, they will put that pressure on you as in your mind, God damn, why do you put pressure on me? But it's not. You got to really look at the psyche of the woman. The reason why that woman will put pressure on a man is because she knows that her time is over, coming to an end. So when she need a man like you, well, let's say any man, that's why they settle for the beta males, right?
Yeah.
Because they can't get you to do what they want. They'll have fun with you, but they can't really get you to settle, right? So these women will put that pressure on you. And see, they think that you're stupid. And down, like, let's talk about the girl that always had to achieve things. Her father, her parents paid for everything. She had to achieve things. So in order for her to have a husband, she put pressure on you because she had to prove that she can get married as well. She graduated from Harvard. She had the best of the best. Then you got the party girl that wrote the car carousel, but she still wanna be married, even though she wrote all those things, and she don't see nothing wrong with it. She thinks that this is normal. Like, I have women in my family that think this is normal. They get dating different men, fucking different men is normal. So she will put pressure on you. When she find out that you is not going to marry her, you're not going to give her what she wants. When she finds that out, then she will still fuck you, but she will marry a male. She will use those same tactics on him, and he will marry her.
Man. So do you so the women that, like, you know, ride the car carousel, do you feel like they want to get married later for validation, or they just want to do it because they old, and are they scared of men with options?
A lot of women look at it. A lot of women are scared to be alone. Okay? Let me put this out there. A lot of women is scared, and I'm going to tell you why. Because social media has made the woman feel like, and something in their mind, that through these years, she don't need a man, because the validation on social media exchanged the man, and she receives the same type of energy on social media, which leaves her delusional. So these women are caught up on their pictures, caught up on other dudes see in them, caught up on all that validation, because I'm going to tell you, me as being a woman, when a man gives me a certain validation, I have to really stay humble, because that will give me a big head. So let's think about the average woman of 100 dudes, thousands of dudes, telling her the same thing, hitting her up. She's hearing the same thing. She's not going to be worried about being with you until she's getting scared. So that's like the scarcity of being alone. Like, am I really going to be alone? Like, she's going to be questioning herself, like, am I really going to be alone? So a lot of women are scared to be alone. So this is why they need to be in a relationship at a certain age, because no woman wants to be, like, women that you tell social media, they don't want to be alone. Like, my mother, when my father died, she was okay with it because she actually knew what grounded her as a woman. So when a man is dealing with a woman and you're speaking with her, you have to actually know what grounds this woman, what she actually stands on. Like, when my grandfather passed away, my grandma didn't want no man. She was okay with him not being there because she know he passed away. But what grounds her as a woman, right?
Yeah.
So if a woman is always talking to you about social media, got to go to the parties, got to put up certain pictures, it's actually a turn off. In a sense, you should use that, her social media, to analyze who she is. That's how you found out things she likes. That's how you found out her mood swings. That's how you find out if she's single. That's how you find out what she hates, what she likes. That's how you found out things about her kids and things about her baby daddy. Just to code everything. She used that as a study. But the mystery woman, the woman that actually has patience, and her patience is who she is as a woman, is okay with being alone. She's okay with loving herself. It's hard to find that type of woman because social media actually validates women.
Yeah.
So if you meet a woman, social media validates her, it can change the mindset. That's why you have family members actually believing that ain't nothing wrong with being like a Cardi B. I have family members that believe that. They believe ain't nothing wrong with dating different men. That's why they think that they feel like they 500, 300 pounds overweight, it ain't gonna stop them from getting a man. That's the shit they believe.
So
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because in the black community, they say 8 out of 10 women are overweight. Do you believe that statistic?
I believe it's more. I believe it's probably 10 out of 10.
Damn.
Like, women eat. Yeah.
So out of 10 people, 10 women, all of them overweight. So you saying out of 10 women walk that you see
I'm just saying, like, it's just morbidly obese
in the black community.
Nicki Minaj body. every woman believes she got the Nicki Minaj body. Like, you can't tell her that she's overweight. Like, if you have fat in your midsection, love handles, and all of that, you're overweight. You're out of shape as well. Physically, can you hike? Can you hike? Can you do 5 miles without running out of breath? Can you go up the stairs?
So do you believe? So I had a list that I covered on one of my videos. I said 5 things that eliminate man or a woman from the dating game, and I'm gonna start with the women. The first thing we look at is the look. You know, is the woman appealing? Period. You know, and then the second thing we look at is the baggage. Do she got too many kids? And then the third thing I feel like, man, look is are you financially secure in your life? Are you like that boss chick that got all this student loan debt? Or do you have, number 4, do you carry this masculine energy? I don't need a man. And number 5, what's your social media look like? You know, like you said, we spy on social media as well as men. So do you feel like that list is in order the right way, or would you put that list different?
I think that list is in order, but women don't want to hear that. Women, so sad, but it's so true. It's only a small group of women that actually gets it. I mean, like, get it. You know what I mean?
So
like,
what's the percentage wise? Out of 100 women, how many women get how to move as a 5% woman? Out of 100 women, how many women?
Out of 100 women, I would say probably 4. Because that woman aimed to please. I had a video called Aim to Please. In order for you to be a woman to aim to please, in order for you to be a woman that actually, women don't want to say that, I want to be every man's fantasy. I want every man to desire me. Nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with competition. When a woman has to like, it's kind of like you saying that, when you say that, women say, I don't need a man, that's actually working against her. See, because a lot of men are always saying, I don't want women to need me. They will rather take from her. Whatever man can benefit from you, because you already said that you don't need a man. So that means you don't need a man for anything. So you don't need a man to change your tire. You don't need a man for financial. You don't even need him to bear children, right?
Yeah.
What you was created for. So that already right there tells you a lot about a woman. But you don't even know who she is, what she was designed to do. So if I'm saying, if a woman, I'm talking about a feminine woman, right? Everybody always have these labels on what's feminine, what's not. If you're dealing with a feminine woman, a woman can be a feminine woman, and can still not be a submissive woman. She can be.
Hold on, real quick. I'm taking another call. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead, China. Finish what you were saying. My bad.
I was saying that a woman could be a feminine woman, but she may still have the ideology of this world, right? That don't mean anything. So let's talk about the essence of a woman. Like when you said that a woman said, I don't need a man. Many men don't like hearing women say that, because that shows right there she's combative to masculinity. So if masculinity wins, masculinity conquers, masculinity is focused, masculinity is wisdom, masculinity is protection. He's a teacher, he's a leader, he guides. If that's masculinity, and she's already saying that she doesn't need you, then she's against what masculinity is, right?
Facts.
But if I am saying that I'm a woman, I need it, I deserve protection because I crave it, I need your energy, I desire your leadership, I desire your protection. How many women actually desire that and actually will keep her body and her lifestyle secret? See, it has to be some sort of mystery about a woman for a woman to be desirable. in order for a woman to say she aims to please, it's very few women that actually know what a man actually wants. And I'm just talking about just the foundation of man. Let's say majority of the men in this world, let's say 90% of men. What does 90% of men want? Loyalty, consistency, a nurturer, a woman that has some sense of nurturing, a woman that's consistent, a woman that's not all over the place, and a woman that has some type of mystery about her, because that makes a man want to know more about you. Not a woman that's always showing her life on the internet, like a woman that's always dancing half naked in the camera. Not a woman that's always working in bullshit. Word. Who is that?
That's Mike. That's Mike.
Oh, hi, Mike. How you doing? All right.
Well, I'll say. I want to add something before y'all. Go ahead, China.
Go ahead.
Now, go ahead. I was going to add something on what I feel like. I know what I need as a man is, like I said, the consistency and the cooperation is number one. The femininity, the sex, the food, and the peace. If a woman bring a man peace, that's the key of everything. Like, can you bring me peace? And the person that brings you peace is on your program, following what you need and being that support system, because the man is the head, as the woman is the neck. And the support system, the neck is just as important as the head. You can't turn your head without the support of the neck. And a lot of times, man, we want peace when we deal with women. Not because a lot of times, like you said, social media shows a lot about a woman. If I look at your social media and all you doing is competing to get attention, why would I want you as a woman? It's cool if you have it, but if you're only using it for business purposes and things like that, and to keep up with your family, but if you're using it to get attention and be an attention whore, a real man ain't gonna want to compete with that. Because at the end of the day, when he say you my girl, whatever, he's not gonna feel peaceful because he's gonna be worried about what the next thing you're gonna post. I just wanted to get that in there.
Yeah, that's real shit though. What you said, Stats. That's real shit. What you said. You want a woman to compliment your life, not complicate it. But go ahead, China.
Well, like I wrote a list before of masculinity and femininity. A woman must possess these things, so I can't find the list. I was looking for it real quick, so I'm gonna break down some of the layers. So, like with the femininity, does she crave knowledge from you, right? Does she want to be led? Does she want to be taught? A lot of men say, I'm not teaching a woman. If she's not old enough to get it, then I'm not giving it to her. Excuse me?
That's wrong.
Millions of different men with million different processes.
And different programs. Everybody got a different program.
Different program. So how you going to say a woman should already know how she should be when dealing with you? See, because if I'm dealing with you as a man, let's say I was in my last relationship, let's say it was 18 years, let's say it was 5 years or whatever, and I meet you, and I'm dealing with you. You want me to already know what you expect from me as a woman? See, I already know the foundation, right? The foundation of a woman should always be peace, harmony. She brings some sort of fulfillment to her man's life. So if a woman is doing that, all she has to do is learn and listen of the things you like. Every man's program is different. You might want me butt naked with your Alizé when you come home from work. You might like me working on a project for your company when you come home. You might want the children sleep. You might want your bed a certain way. So when men say that, he actually wants to benefit from the woman without being with her. That's what I get as a woman, right? Because I can read between the lines very good. So if a man is saying, I don't want to teach her anything, I just want her to show up, it's because you don't want to teach her anything, because you know that if you teach her, it's going to be things she requests of you as a man, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're teaching me, I'm going to be requesting things from you, because I actually need your protection. I actually desire things from you as a man. I am a woman, and I understand you have wisdom, but I also can bring wisdom as well. I can also bring some fulfillment to your life, right? So I'm good at reading between the lines, right? So when you're sorting out a woman or a woman you're dealing with, you gotta understand what's her foundation. Men, he will fuck you. Like I always tell him, he will lay with you. He will ejaculate inside you, but that don't mean nothing. A prostitute can do that. A whore does that. That ain't nothing. But the thing is, what are you getting from this man? Is he teaching you? The saddest thing a woman can do to me in my head is label a man without his last name. And it doesn't have to be courthouse or through the government, but it's you actually owning me. That's letting me know that you found some type of respect to give me your last name or to say that you're mine.
That's real shit. But may I just interject real quick right here, y'all?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. In China, a lot of, from my point of view, to be honest with you, like, in order for me to give a woman my last name, she's got to follow through my program. And I have no problem with assisting with some of the things that she needs. But real talk, to be honest with you, 2020, a lot of that marriage and relationship now is fucking dead. Okay, it's dead. You have to be on some warlock shit to channel a body from the grave nowadays to find you a good woman, because this shit is going berserk. You got a lot of attention whores out here and shit. I don't mind giving a chick my you know what I'm saying, my time, my valueness as a man to a woman, as well as some attention, but she has to complement my life too and not complicate it. If you ain't got no car, you ain't got no job, and you ain't trying to learn shit, you want to shake your ass on the TV, I'm going to be like, yo, fuck you, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the next broad. Because that shit now is just not working. It's not popping. Like, in order for a woman to have my last name, she has to go through the shit I've been through. She has to, you know what I'm saying, know some of the things that I would like to have as a man. And she has to know, hey, before I fuck with him, he's on his A game, so I got to get on my A game too. It's not, you know, let's read each other's minds and not know nothing on some Dionne Warwick shit. We gotta be hip to one another, like, okay, that nigga's getting problems at him. Let me go over there and see what the fuck is that about. If he's got some kind of beef, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna check and see what's going on, because I know, you know, him and I, we a force together. Not just a team, we're a force. We could be a movement by ourselves, but we're a force when we're together. So a lot of chicks have to ask themselves too, in order for you to fuck with a dude and to have all your shit on wax, what are you bringing him to the table to have some kind of cooperation in his kingdom? You want to get his last name? What have you done to earn that last name? Is what I'm saying. I know you have no problem with doing that, China, but a lot of chicks out there, they're entitled. You know, they think you're supposed to bring that shit. No. What are you doing for me to give you my all to make it seem like I'm not wasting my shit on you?
Well,
and that's what I'm gonna say.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Mike. I'm gonna tell you this. Will it surprise you that the women in my group are like me?
For real?
It is women like me. It's women like me, and just like me, we think the same way. We carry ourselves the same way. It is women, but women, more so these women have been hurt, right? So the reason why you don't see them, because they're not on social media. They're not on social media. They're at home. Like there is no going to the club. There is
Hold on real quick, China. Hold on.
You know, if they travel.
Hold on, China. Hold on. Hello.
Hey, Stat 44, this is Aqua Dragon. How you?
What's going on? Hold on. Let me add you in here.
Alright.
Everything okay?
Yeah, we good. We just had another caller come in, Aqua Dragon.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's my brother right there.
How you doing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what? I'm a huge fan of China. She's like an epitome of like what a woman's supposed to be. And she's one of those unicorns, you know what I mean? To add on to what the other brother was saying, like in 2020, nowadays, like most women ain't worth even a relationship with men. Because a lot of them have this stock culture, get to the bag, get fucked by a nigga mentality, and they're not really truly feminine. You know what I'm saying? They have only the nigga type of mindset, and that actually repels real men, especially men like myself, who desires relationships and wholesome women, where it repels men like us. And that's why we said, fuck that, we just want to just pump and dump or just, you know, for the benefit. So I'm just a piggyback on what you were saying.
So this is what I'm gonna ask everybody on here is everybody out, if you think I'm gonna say I think everybody today is just dating to get what they want, You know, like guys, they pump and dump, women trying to get the bag. But one thing I want to say is I feel like women are getting blindsided by the wall. A man can actually do a lot of different things than a woman because a woman, you know, our sperm, our semen stay in the woman for damn near ever. A woman can't do the same thing a man could do. But I had a list of that women get blindsided by the wall. And the first thing I said, social media destroys them, unlisted expectations. That's number 2. Number 3, dealing with older men. Then number 4, their education. They do that education thing to their late 20s, and then they get that PhD, and then they think they the boss chick. And then the number 5 is time is not on their side. So I'm gonna go around the panel. I'm gonna start with China first. Do you agree with these things allow these women to be blindsided by the wall?
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'm saying women are blindsided by the wall because of these things: social media, unrealistic expectation, dealing with older men at times because older men sometimes just want to have fun with the young girl. Number 4, their education. They be in their books too long, and then they get that PhD and think they the boss chick. And then at the end of the day, time is not on the woman's side. Do you agree with that list? That it blindsides down from the wall?
I do agree. I agree.
Which one will hurt the woman the most, though?
I think what hurts the woman the most is, and I will always say this, is that it's the world. Like, I don't want to go into the spiritual aspect, right?
Yeah.
Because that's just my mindset, right? But spiritually, like a lot of these women, it's kind of like they're carnal minded. They have taken the offer of this world. Like there's very few women that actually get to like they're like me. But if you got women, right? Think about this. If the world was offering you validation, if they was offering you housing, if they was offering you an education, if the court system was for you on your side, would you take that? I mean, it's a handful of things that's offered to a woman. But what makes that woman hit the wall at when she can't have children no more, she's not young anymore, youthful anymore? That's her wake-up call. That is a woman's wake. They call it the wall. That is her wake-up call. That shows that you're not the cream of the crop. A lot of women are delusional and believing that they're still the cream of the crop through her bastards. A woman exchanged her femininity for her bastards. She exchanged who she is as a woman for a car. She exchanged who she is. She exchanged all of these things. Her femininity is in a car. Her essence of being a woman is what she got in her bank account or the attention she gets. That's why, have you ever talked to a woman, she tell you she can have any man she wants, or she'll tell you that you're nobody. I talked about the blue collar guy. Actually, in that live stream, it touched me that most of these women will say that, because you're not making 6 figures, you're not a man.
Huh.
But I actually grew up on the blue collar guy, the bus driver, and the guy that works for the city. I look up to these men wholeheartedly to the point that it will make me cry because that is what I grew up on. But the women today actually believe her ideology is if you're not making over 6 figures, you're not a man. Because you can't entertain me. You can't be my show monkey. You can't be my clown and entertain me.
Damn.
But she took what the world offered her. And if you actually listen to what I'm saying and relate it to the women that you dealt with or the women that have ever been in your life, they have taken what the world offered. That's why it's nothing for her to sleep with a man that don't have anything. Because a lot of these women believe in their mind that they are the man. They just don't have a penis.
All right. Mike, you want to touch on that? Then we go Aqua. Do you on a list again to recap that make women blindside hit the wall is the social media, unrealistic expectations, older men, education, and time is not on their side. Do you? I know you probably agree with that list, but which one you want to touch on that actually hurt women the most?
Man, I'm gonna touch more on that fucking wall. You know what I'm saying? Because we already know the wall is undefeated. A chick gonna be in that seat at the a little pony show. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna shoot just a quarter in. You hear the fucking music playing, the riders on. But we gonna call that the cop carousel. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna ride up on that shit, and the attention carousel be holding on to that shit until they reach a certain age. And when that fucking quarter's time is up, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh man, what's going on? It's too late. When you're at a young age, you're supposed to put your time, effort, and attention into the shit that matters the most to you, not what you think is going to be validated on. Because at the end of the day, you can put all your fucking attention into a piece of paper. That won't mean shit. When you get a certain age, you'll be old, miserable. You have a lot of money, then you're going to have some niggas behind you that's going to say, oh yeah, I know your worth. But baby, you need to spend a little bit more fucking money this way. Like she's a pimp. You're going to be pimping. You know what I'm saying? A lot of chicks don't realize that that's on game and shit when they be realizing that the same game that they ran on a lot of people, if they say they ain't making XYZ amount of figures, if she comes across that man that's making more than him, he's going to do the same shit and flip the script on her like, yo, how much money you make? Oh, you ain't making 6 figures? Oh, nah, fuck that. You going. What's up, baby? I can buy and sell your sorry ass, you know, with the money that I'm making. You know, and the shit gets flipped around. You know what I'm saying? Quick fast. The world is 360. And the world, like I said before, it's undefeated. If you ain't putting in your time, effort, and attention, and I can't stress this the most, if a chick said, I can have any man I want, not with you looking like that, bitch, you gotta hit the gym. If you ain't hitting the gym and you ain't getting your mind right, money right, you ain't ready for war, then stay the fuck out the kitchen. Real shit, you heard?
Damn. Aqua, what you got?
Done. You gonna hit the wall even faster. It ain't nothing. Ain't no belly band gonna cover that shit up. Ain't no fucking amount of Jenny Craig or any of that shit. Liposuction and ain't none of that shit gonna cover them stars. You like, it's a fucking gym. You ain't hitting that gym, right? And you saying, I got money, I got this, I got that. Well, bitch, how much you weigh? I want to see how much you weigh. If your body don't match up with your figures, as well as your attitude and the way how you have a mindset to treat people like how you want to be treated, just stay the fuck out the kitchen.
Damn.
You're gonna be embarrassed.
Man. So, Aqua, what you got to add on that, man?
Yeah, you know what? Every woman biologically wants a man to provide. You know what I'm saying? Which is, you know, part of nature. But you know, like kind of say, they started on the blue collar men who could provide good enough, but if you're not making 6-7 figures, that can make her lifestyle extravagant, so she can live her best life. He ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So. I think you overlook the man who's a 9-to-5, who is a decent 9-to-5, but he also has a good heart. He's also, you know, real masculine. He also has a traditional mindset over the guy who's making damn near $1 million, and he has like a beta male mindset. He treats it like shit. You know what I'm saying? He's not really a manly man as far as his mentality. So I think he gets caught up in the financial lifestyle over the character of the man. They don't want to find that balance, you know. So that that's what makes them all balanced by saying, you know what? As long as it's $1 million, I don't care if he's a simp. I don't care if he's a bitch ass nigga. I still feel him because of the money. Versus this other guy who has less, but he's more of a manly dude. He's more of a caring dude. So you know, and it's totally off balance. You gotta find that balance. You know, when it comes to dealing with a man. You see what I'm saying? That's the same thing with a woman. Like, you know, I'd rather take me a 6 out of 10 woman with a good heart. She's very feminine. She's very freaky, of course. And she's very submissive. And she's very sweet as sugar. Over a woman who's a fucking dime piece. Talk about, got that wet ass pussy and body. You know what I'm saying? You gotta find that balance, man.
So you basically, are you going with the unrealistic expectation hurdle more than anything then?
Yeah. So it's like with me, looks is 40%, personality is 60%. I mean, looks is important, but personality slightly goes above a look because looks can fade even if you try to get yourself up, you hit the wall. But a good woman will be a good woman for the day she got. You know what I'm saying? And she stays that way. Real shit.
Facts. So I did. So I'm going over my list of the videos that I did over the last month. So now we're gonna talk about 5 things that's stopping women from getting married. And I think number one for me, I feel like as a man, for me, I'll say the fitness component, the cooperation is number 2. Number 3 is the femininity. Number 4 is not being a homemaker, and number 5 is too many women are 95%ers and not a 5%er. And I'm pretty sure, talking to China, we know China is that 5% on this phone. So how do you feel? Do you feel like that list is accurate? Because I know, man, we go off the looks before we even get the attention. But we understand looks will phase later. But we looking at the big picture. Do you keep yourself? That's, to me, your look is your discipline. You feel me? Your body type, or you work on your body, you work on your hair, you get stuff going on. For a woman. For a man, we look at that as discipline, and you look good and you easy on the eyes. That helps to draw me in, because we're more man. We're more physical than mental in the beginning. How you feel about that, China?
I'm sorry.
How you are? Now I was saying the 5 things that's stopping women from getting married, because a lot of times women wonder why they can't get the ring, and I feel like the number 1 thing a man needs from a woman is to be physically fit, cooperative. Number 2, number 3, feminine. Number 4, show homemaker skills, and number 5, be a 5% woman, not a 5% woman. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree that what's stopping women of getting married is, I think women just want to benefit from men. Like, there are men that just want to benefit from women, right? And I think that these people, like I said earlier, they want it for the whole dealing with a man and a woman. You know what I mean? Just like a woman dealing with a man and a man dealing with a woman, because we have those bad apples out there. Like, if a woman meets any one of you guys on the panel, and y'all are stand-up guys, I have been on the panel with Barry plenty of times, and I've spoken with you. You guys sound like, and I think Mike, I talked with Mike one time, but I'm saying that you guys are stand-up guys. Y'all sound like leaders. Y'all sound like providers. Y'all sound like, you just sound like a man. And how many women you come across that actually said, I will submit to my end. I desire. It's not wanting or needing. She desires protection. This is why other men find other races women attractive, because they actually get it. They actually understand what it means to be in the presence of a man. And these women can actually, they won't deal with a man that's not a man. They're not going to deal with the bad boys. Yeah, we have some bad people, but these women actually desire protection. Now, the reason why a lot of these women with Joe Liz, they won't listen to it, because they're like, I don't want to hear that. I would rather tell, and I can turn him on with my pussy and get him to do whatever I want him to do. This is why women would never be happy. That's why they do with the beta male, and it will still catch up with you. They will still entertain you. They will still desire you, because the man that she's with is not actually the man she wants to be with. She actually wants to be, she's going to put in that work. Just like it takes work for a man, easy for a man to protect his whole family. It's not easy for a man to provide and, keep his family secure and have stability. That's not easy for a man. So, and the black man has a target on his back. If she doesn't understand that, then she doesn't, that woman shouldn't be entertained. So that's how a lot of women mess up, like, not being married, because a lot of women don't actually understand it. I did a video saying that if you and your man get into an argument, you know how some couples get in an argument, fuck him. What's wrong with you turning on that what you have as a woman, and you're fucking your man? You fuck the anger out of him. Like, what? Shit. Okay.
That's gonna bring me to a different topic in a minute, but we'll touch on that in a sec.
Wait, let me finish. No, what I'm saying is that if passionately, I'm gonna put it on you because I know you're upset with me and I'm upset with you, but I'm gonna just go all in and give you every ounce, every piece of me, and I'm gonna give it to you because you're still my man, right? And I still want to be that dirty freak for you. So like I tell women, don't argue. Just fuck the shit out of them. Like, just don't argue.
All right. So,
I'm gonna be tricky.
I'm just saying, like, it's just women have to understand that. Like, a lot of women don't even understand the dynamics of a relationship with a man. See, you gotta understand what men desire. You gotta aim to please. And my grandma taught me this, and my mama. They didn't say like this when I was growing up, but the older I got, the more I understood how I please my man. Like I did a video saying, in order to get what you want from your man, to do what he says. He's not gonna put you in harm's way. He's not gonna tell you, you gotta go out there and case like, no, you just listen. See, I understand if I'm with my man, if I want that beautiful dress, if I want a ring, or if I want a nice car, I gotta actually show him that I deserve it. You get what you want by doing what your man says. Like I get it.
Right.
So Mike, what you think was stopping women from getting married these days?
I mean, a lot of the shit that are stopping women from getting married is, the combativeness. Because if you think, aside from that, if you're trying to build something together, you expect it to be passed on to your future generation and shit like that. You don't want to be with a person that's combative, because then at that point, it's going to complicate things, and it's not really going to be that much progress made. And then you got to say, well, damn, I got to be with that chick for the rest of my life. So they're not going to fucking want to deal with her. She's going to be a burden all around, all across the board. And people have to understand that, when you're with somebody, or you got to see them in the long run. What kind of moves are they making? Are they willing to accept constructive criticism? Are they going to be looking out for you and your best interest like the way how you look out for them? Are they going to, help you out with certain things rather than complicate the situation altogether? A lot of chicks don't realize that, I'm going to just do whatever I want and go my own way. That's not a way of being a team player. You're going to get left alone, because a lot of things that a lot of men don't want, especially men of color, we don't want no problems. The world is already hard as is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We don't want them fucking problems. If you want, I could go find somebody else. You don't want to. You want to do all of that shit? Don't expect to hand in marriage later. Bitch, I got my passport. The only marriage I'm gonna have is on that plane, and then coming back when I feel like it.
So you feel like for you on your list, cooperation number one, or do you feel like for my list, I put the look component basically being fit. Then I thought number two was cooperation. So what you were just talking about, cooperation, is that your number one, or that's your number two? Where that fall for a woman, getting that ring? So.
Well, I would have to say cooperation for me, because I know looks ain't everything. I know a chick ain't gonna be all that, but she's gotta have some features on her. I think the features will be number two. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see where her mind is at before her body, because she could have all the looks in the world to be dumb as fuck, and I don't need that shit. So,
well, I'm just saying, women? So you okay with talking to okay women in your aspect then? Like when you meet a woman. Like I said, when you meet a woman, what's the process of like, okay, she okay to for me to talk to? So it's got to be some type of look component. But so you saying all right? Let's do the example. If you meet a 7 and you meet a 5 in the same day, and you get both of their numbers, but the 7 cooperation is not working, and the 5 is, you gonna delete the 7 and go for the 5, right?
I would delete the 7 and go for that fucking 5.
Okay.
Because at least with the 5, she can work on her shit. But that 7 is going to take work, and I'm 38, and I ain't got that long to live, so I'm just like, yo, fuck that shit. She probably hit the wall anyway, and if she hasn't already hit it now, I'm with her mind. I want to be where her mind is at. Fuck that body for right now. But, yeah.
Can I say something? I actually did a video. I'm sorry if I'm interrupting, but I did a video, right? And I said, you have to be your man's pillow, right? That's some old school stuff. And pillow, right? And when I say that, some women, they get to the stage, they move in with the man, and he actually give her a chance. But a lot of women don't even know how to maintain that. You know what I mean? Maintain that. Let's say like a woman giving you the key to her apartment. If you go to her apartment, you don't want to hear where you been, why you act like, why you talk like this. A woman must be a man pillar. That's why I tell women, don't worry about if that man is sleeping with another woman. Like, none of that matters. You gotta do. To actually, you gotta actually understand the mental of the man. Like, a lot of women don't want competition. All of that, this whole list can be like destroyed if women just want to be women. If you want to be a woman, if you want to be a happy, well-kept woman, you actually got to understand, you know what, men desire. I'm talking about not the teachable part, because that's going to come along with dealing with a man. I ain't talking about the basics of a man. Being a man's pillow, being a mystery, being desirable, knowing how to seduce your man with your femininity, just by understanding and listening. And it all comes with reciprocation. Because let's say I'm dealing with one of the men on the panel, and you giving me nothing but positive energy, you telling me what you desire, I'm gonna feed you. I'm gonna feed you. Not only just feed you, I'm gonna massage you, I'm gonna absorb you, I'm gonna devour you. You know what I mean? So it all has to do with women understanding the man's mental. And I think a lot of women got away from that. You know, that old school wisdom that when, let's say you have a sister or a niece and you see the parents talking to her, telling her about life, and they don't have that no more. They don't have it. And I'm gonna tell you something. The shit I talk about on the Art of Submission, they don't like hearing it. Women don't want to hear it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I dealt with a girl whose mother was a thot, and she was teaching her daughter how to be a thot.
Damn.
I'm like, wow. To her, like, this is what it's called. Y'all know, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna keep it 100, real shit. I was dealing with this chick, and I was just like, yo, why is she doing all the wrong shit? Who is she learning that from? So then I seen her mom's come in, and she was like, hey, y'all, hey, where we gonna go on girls' night out? I'm like, girls' night out? Bitch, you 50. Your ass is 50. Girls night in. Yeah, no, girls night in, girls night nothing. You guys, you know what I'm saying? You doing your own thing. You teaching your daughter how to be a slut. And then when she hits the wall like you, and she want to date a nigga, I forgot what that nigga name was. He is Benny. They didn't have no car. They didn't have nothing going on. And I was just like, I left. I was like, yo, sure, I'm going to check you later. I said, yo, where you going? I was like, I'm going home. Yo, I got her shit to do. Yo, check you later. Now, I didn't talk to her no more. Because I already knew where that shit was going. She was teaching her daughter how to be a hoe. Girls night out and shit, hanging out and shit. I'm like, how you trying to get into a relationship? You teaching them that kind of shit. Because sometimes a lot of this rhetoric of the negativity that a lot of these chicks are learning, they're learning it from their parents. And then their parents become other parents, and then they pass that shit on to their kids. It's like a curse, a generational curse. So watch out for that.
So Aqua, what you had to add about, you know, what's stopping women from getting married or getting that ring or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah. So one of the things that's stopping them from getting married are these laws that's in place. You know what I'm saying? These extra liberal, extra, leftist laws, like, in divorce court, child support court, and that's stopping them from getting married because a lot of men don't want to take that risk of them possibly getting railroaded through the court because of her. Because women have that power, whether they are willing to do it or not, they still have the ability to do that shit, though. Because people say, well, you should vent the woman and all that. That's true, but at the same time, it's a possibility that she can just switch on you at any moment. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. The other thing is, like my man said, that they're very combative. You know what I'm saying? That they're very masculine, and that actually repels a man. And to me, a woman who acts that way is a strictly turn off. Like my dick don't get hard for women who's masculine as fuck, who's very talkative, who's up in my face, and say shit like, I fight niggas too, and all that type of shit. No. I'm like, you're not even worthy of me even dating you. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, a lot of women ain't good with kids. Like, a lot of women ain't good stewards of children. If I see you're not good with kids and all that shit, and you have that motherly type of vibe or that motherly type of demeanor or behavior, I don't want to, even marry you. Because you're not even good at your own natural trait, which is to be motherly. Because that's what one trait of a woman. Exactly, nurture. There you go, nurture. If you don't display that, that's like, oh no, I can't. No, baby. So no. So those other things that keep women from getting married.
Exactly. So, the accountability thing is one of the biggest components that I feel like that for me, it'll make my D real hard if I know a woman is accountable for her actions. A lot of times women don't be accountable for nothing because of the social media, the dating market, the dating apps. They just move on to the next man that they think they can make a simp or maybe make on their program, and really pride and accountability. And I always say relationships are not for the weak, selfish, or insecure. And it's a lot of times women, what to say today's society with the free housing, the welfare system, the no fault marriage rates are up there. 80% of women file for divorce. So the non accountability makes women move way the fuck they want to move, and it's taking away their femininity. And a lot of times, I don't think women or people really realize that because women have a nothing to lose mindset, and they do have nothing to lose in the long run, besides not having a man on their side. Which in this day and age, man, it's sad, but that's just. I feel like society then push women to think to not think feminine, to think like the man is they're against the man instead of being with the man. How do you feel about that, China? About accountability, pretty much. You got China? Mike, you touch on it, Mike. China might be on mute.
All right, cool. So what I think about that with them not having any kind of accountability, that only spells a recipe for disaster because when she has everything to lose and at the same time everything to gain by being fucked up, she's going to continue to go along with that mindset rhetoric to think that she's always in the right every time without having some sense of responsibility to admit that she's fucked up or to, to take an L and be willing to learn a lesson from it and to do better, for herself. But majority of the time when they hit the wall and shit, that's the only time when they really see it. But you got the delusional ones, like that 50-year-old that I told you about. This looks like she's 60 and she still doesn't have an accountability on anything that she does. And that's that's the MO out here. It's like the court systems, a lot of people are, they're playing the flute. You know what I'm saying? The Pied Pipers playing the flute. And all of them rat bitches is following right along with it. Right off the bridge while they still playing the tune and shit. Like, yeah, go ahead, do some fucked up shit. Go ahead, jump off that bridge. Jump. All right, next one. Jump. All right. And then what happens is you got society which is fucked up right now because it's all about a business. A lot of men will start thinking along the lines of things from a business aspect. I'm not talking about tricking or some pussy or anything like that. You got to think, is this person worth me investing my time, not just investing money? You don't have to invest money. Are they worth investing my time or effort for the mistakes that they're going to constantly make to get me in a lost situation? You know what I'm saying? I got a lot more to lose than them, especially since I built myself up. Do I even want to fuck with this person? Just like my man said on the phone, I'm not, I have more worth in myself than for me to stick my dick in you. Because I know that you're not worth it, and you see that you're not worth it, but you're delusional to having some accountability to know that, hey, this is a good man. I want to make sure I keep him. But then you get those bait and switches. They'll bait you in. They'll pretend like everything is all feminine, and then they go for that masculine hit. Gotta also be aware of that too. Same thing with the dudes. Some of the dudes will be masculine and then they'll turn straight bitch afterwards. Get on with their emotions and shit when you just want to make it known. Look, this is what it is. You could either accept it or fuck off. If you want to date with the trash ass niggas, go ahead. They right there. A whole bunch of them. But when you want to get with this nigga right here, fuck with me. And I guarantee you, I will show you how to build and how to move, to make positive moves, to have something out of life. But if you want to go ahead and shake your ass until you turn 60, till them ass cheeks fall and hit the floor, and the titties ain't burn no more, you got gravity dumpsters for breasts and shit with a gold teeth and hair that's falling out. You want to go ahead and fuck with the bitches and still ride the bus. Here you go. We're in the epidemics right now. The bus is, you can get a free ride now. You don't even need to have a car, please.
Look, I actually agree with you. And this is what I'm gonna say to that. It's not like y'all know, I did a video on accountability. Women should subject accountability. Like if they did anything wrong, they'll accept accountability. Like you said, a lot of them rat dudes, they get feminine, a lot of them get masculine, right? And I just want to touch on this because I actually agree. A woman should take accountability for everything she does. Like I'm the type of woman, like, even if I ain't wrong, if my man is upset, I'll say that I'm wrong. And I know that's kind of crazy, but that's just the type of person I am. I just don't like fighting. I hate it. I just hate it. I hate when my man is upset because it bothers me. You know what I mean? It's not happy wife, happy life. It's more so if your man ain't happy, then you gonna feel that burn. Women, like, that's how I am. But I think women, like, when it comes to their bodies and their body side, I think there's a lot of women that's like literally laying up with different dudes, party life, drinking. You ever met like a woman when their body get loose? Like, I don't really want to go in on women like that, but I think it's like the women that be like inside, like, because her ass ain't tight, her breasts, her arms ain't tight. It's because you laying up with all these men. Like, you got men going in you, like pounding you. It is women in my female group that actually admit that they like it. It's kind of like, they call it like the bigger the better. Like, in my mind, I'm kind of like, well, I mean, it's not like, I ain't even thinking about a man penis. I'm thinking about you fucking my mind, fucking my soul, not my body. Like, that's gonna come with it. But if you can't even stimulate my mind mentally, you can't stimulate me, then I'm not doing nothing. Like, my mind has to be stimulated. My body's gonna follow. That's just how it is. A lot of women don't understand that. That's why their body looks like that. And I think for a woman, the most amazing thing to me is if I'm carrying your child for 9 months and I breastfeed my child and my breasts don't feel like they used to because I carry your seed. It was an honor for me, so I'll put my body on the line. I'll put everything on the line for you. A lot of women don't even look at it that way. They lay up with men, have their kids, and then go get plastic surgery, Like,
or they go for child support and shit like that too. Or they go for that child support. They're like, all right, nigga ain't acting right. All right, I'm gonna throw them on that fucking system. Like, bam.
Yeah.
All right, Aqua, you wanna add anything to that? Because I got another.
Yeah. And see, it's also that we love accountability. You know what I'm saying? Because it's mostly misfall because we let us get away with a lot of stuff. Because we don't hold the standard. We don't hold women to a standard. And by not holding to a standard, they think what they doing is good enough or what they doing is good. So when we start holding women to a standard, they listen, if you don't meet this criteria, you won't get A, B, and C. You know what I mean? So when we hold them to a standard, there's no choice but to live by that standard, which is a upper level, high quality type of stuff. And then we do that, so we hold them to it, and that's how we get to train them to be high quality women. It's just women when we always put our foot on their neck to stay on this level. We don't go below this level. Like, for example, you guys know Myra from Family Matters?
Yeah.
And you see her, Steve. Yeah, you see like you treated Steve and you worshiped him, even though he didn't what he wanted, which was stupid. Like, she was so freaking infatuated with him, she treated him with so much respect. She called him our God, you know what I mean? And only that, she was fine as a motherfucker. So, and I say, even though I'm a big time myself, I say, if I meet a woman like her, that's going to have time with her, I may consider a relationship. Or if I meet a woman like China White, who takes submission to a whole new level, I'm saying, your man is your Lord, and stuff like that, which is extreme to me. But if I meet a woman like her, I may consider a relationship because they hold themselves to a high standard, and the high
that will get them a high quality man, get them a relationship, get them, you know, what women truly want out of a man, out of life. You know what I'm saying? You can't get high quality. You can't buy a Lamborghini if you got a Nissan money, if that makes sense. So if you want that car, you want that type of lifestyle, you gotta have, you know, the money for that lifestyle, which is you gotta have high standards stuff in order to acquire a high standard or high quality lifestyle. Yeah.
Thanks.
That's real shit.
So I wanna touch on something right now because the last sexual encounter I had with a young lady, it seems like she wanted angry sex. I mean, she wanted to get choked. She wanted to get a little. She was looking to get a little aggressive to the point she even hit me while we was in this encounter. So, China, I want to ask you, what make women want to have angry sex? Do you know? Is it a certain thing why women have angry sex? I'm about to do a video on this. I mean, I don't know if you guys encounter women that want this angry sex, but I think it's a culture. It's a culture thing. Is that?
I know that shit. That shit is crazy.
But
that sexual Park West jogger sex.
I don't know what would possess a woman to want to have angry sex, right? Because I heard because I got some brothers in the red pill sector, right? And they were talking about how women, some women, it's kind of like they want to be like choked out until they can't breathe no more. And it's kind of like some women they like extreme stuff, So I think that it has a lot to do with this world. Listen, most women today, it's kind of like they have that masculine energy to me. And let me tell you why. It's not more so about what you desire. It's always about what they want. It's always about, I think every woman has standards. You have standards. I can understand that there are things you're not going to do to be you. When it comes to, I have to have it like this, I want it like that. That has a lot to do with the mindset of the woman. She's been dealing with men. She always got what she wants. So it's easy for her to say, I have to have this. Notice how in this conversation, I never said I. That's the big thing right there. To let you know that she's a woman that wants to be pleased. You have to please her. Fuck taking care of the bills. Fuck being in a relationship. Fuck building something. It's about I. I like to be fun. First of all, if a man is mentally stimulating you, mentally, spiritually, and you guys are on one accord, none of that actually matters. Like, what I like in bed, it's me being with you, me being next to you. Not saying that she doesn't have she doesn't have the right to say what she likes, but it just tells you a lot about the woman. It's kind of like you have to please her. She don't know what she wants. Women say that shit. Women actually don't know what they want. Because if you know what you want, you will be happy. If you know what you want, you won't be all over the place. If you know what you want, you wouldn't tell another man what you desire in the bedroom. That's a secret. That is something that nobody knows but your man. What turns you actually on? Because you don't know what you want. Everything is about I, what I need. No. The only thing most women need to understand is that if you actually are with him, you love him, if he's going to please you. So all that choking and all that other shit, if we doing that, we doing that. But it ain't something about what I need, what I want. No, you just saying right now, that's frustration. That's all of that stuff is, a lot of these women have frustration. A lot of these women are sexually frustrated. A lot of these women haven't been with a man. So she thinks that sexually being dominated, being choked out of her mind, being knocked in the head with a fucking broom or a bat, that's going to fulfill her as a woman. But it's not. It's not going to fulfill you as a woman because you actually put yourself in the role of a man. It's because if you was aimed to please, if you was there to serve him, it's actually, you will be happy about whatever the fuck you do. See, if I'm with you, I'm just saying that man on the panel. If I'm with you, I will be so caught up on how you make me feel mentally and spiritually that when you touch me, I can, have an orgasm, whatever. Because I want to be caught up mentally, spiritually, and I want you to be caught up on, I'm going to try my best to fuck you. And it's not about position or whatever, because I know once we do it, it's going to be on. So when women talk like that, I need to be choked out of my mind. Like, I actually understand what she's saying. She's into the BDSM. She's not more so into the man maintaining the relationship. She's more so into the sexual department. I actually understand that because I actually tap into that a little bit. But a lot of these women don't actually understand. You must be mentally fucked by a man. Mentally, spiritually, he must possess you. Then you really get fucked out of your mind. That shit right there is just, women say that and it just sounds so barbaric to me. That shit ain't even sexy, right? So, yeah.
Yeah. That's a next level shit right there, kind of, right? Like when you say a man should mentally fuck you, because growing up, my lady, they say you must get a woman's mind, woman is no mental, because I'm picking women up like us, it's mental, physical. But then, to me, it's kind of hard to understand. When I'm at 32 years old, I understand fully that women are more mental, so you got to get her mind. When you fuck her mind, and, you know, if you get her that way, it opens more doors to her to express herself to the highest self. You know what I mean? That's what you do it mentally. Now I understand what you're saying about her mind. So now, the way I think now, I'm more interested in getting a woman's mind. Matter of fact, this is really cool that says, men are so focused on the pussy between the legs, because the one between the ears. And then we broke it down, I'm like, oh, so that's what pussy between the ears means. Get that first, and then, you know, it'll get you to that, the real thing, whatever. So, yeah.
That's why
I was talking about the mind first. And I was like, I want to see where her mind is at. That's why.
So have you experienced?
Hey guys, I'm about to go and close it out. I'm going to head to work. So it's nice talking to y'all. Nice talking to you too, China White, as always. And I'll be watching more of your videos, Matt.
All right.
Peace.
Bye. Thank you.
Later, bro.
All right. So yeah, so Mike, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, bro.
So have you experienced angry sex, Mike, in your life?
Man, I had a bitch tell me for real, she wanted me to get at her, because I'm from NY, man. She wanted me to get at her like a Central Park West jogger. You know what I'm saying? Just creep up on her. So as I come in from work, lay it down on the bed, be like, all right, it's that time again. I had a chick that wanted me to fuck her with, you know what I'm saying? I work on a lot of, I'm a diesel automotive engineer. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times my hands get dirty. I had a bitch tell me she wanted me to get that grease on her and just, you know what I'm saying, lay it down on her when I'm over here plowing her and shit. You know what I'm saying? Whip my fucking tool belt on. Like, I don't have the tools on my side, but it's an extra thick belt. But she wanted me to go in, and I'm telling you, man, the deep, dark secrets of these females out here that want a nigga. She's like, no, do it when I'm choked. Get some dirt on my face. I'm like, yo, dude, yes, But that's how it is, man. You know, a lot of fellas will understand. It's a mindset. It's a mental thing with women. If you get into where her mind is at, on that level, you will have her body. If you're not where her mind is at, you will not have her body. You will not have her soul. You got to get up on there on some next level shit when it comes down to being with certain people. If that mindset is along with yours and aligned with yours, that's why I say before the body comes the mind. You know, the mind cannot live without, you know, the body cannot live without the mind. If you get her mind and you got your mental right, then you will have all of her. Then next comes her soul. If she's aligned with yours, then you will have it all. But if she's not aligned with your shit, then, you know, what's going on? But as far as that angry sex, that dirty sex, that fucking choke 'em out sex, I had a bitch tell me to, you know, choke out. I'm like, damn, this bitch didn't have me catch a charge. I'm like, look, my hands are kind of strong now. Because, you know, the work that I do, she was like, so what? Do it, kill it. I'm like, oh, man. Like, I want kind of showing up at my house. This bitch asphyxiated. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking passed out and shit. Had to do CPR on the bitch and shit. She wanted to choke. She started tearing up. I'm like, nah, man, this shit is a bit too much for me. You know, I give you a little choke. But as far as the coke, you can get the coke. But you won't have to hold down on the choke. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
I think at the end of the day, with that is it may help a woman to have that type of sex with a man because, and I don't want to drop it on the guys, but you know, at the end of the day, women will run up to the precinct and say, "Oh, he raped me," but then she wanted to get choked and all this extra shit. So, guys, we gotta watch that though. Be honest, you gotta build a
You gotta be
rapport.
real careful.
You gotta be able to build a good rapport with this young lady before you start doing all this crazy, freaky stuff that she wants you to probably do, and choking and pulling hair and all kind of other things. I don't want to speak on, you know.
Make her sign a waiver. Make her sign a waiver. If you can, but
She gotta find sign a waiver.
Yeah.
Make,
Make that sign a waiver or have it recorded or something like that, because you'll get some chicks to be like, "Oh yeah, you won't be with me? You don't want to be with me no more? I bet. See these bruises on my neck and shit."
well, that's that New York shit.
That's that New York shit.
All right, China.
I think that's women that's sexually frustrated because I can see a woman putting on some like freaky ass shit, talking dirty, before it be like beating me up, doing sex. Nah. I mean, I know some women that enjoy being spanked, like a spanking. Before it's beating me up, like having sex, that's like sexually frustrated to me. Like sexually frustrated, cause look, if I ain't like, I'm on some freaky shit as well. Like I'll be a for a freak for my man. Like I make up an excuse for him to just fuck me, like going somewhere, like fuck my hair, I don't care. Before he beating me up, doing things like angry sex. That's like a sexually frustrated thing, like she's sexually frustrated. That just tell me a lot about a woman. She ain't had nothing in a while. Like, you know what I mean? You want me to, like you gotta think about it. Woman is soft, right? The actual woman is soft. The woman that's close to her makeup is feminine. Why would I want your handprint on my neck? I want your handprint on my face. It's kind of like some of these women, like, abusive. They're used to, like, a man beating on them. Like, she won't feel loved unless you actually are that aggressive with her. That's the women that's used to abuse. To me.
Damn. All right, let's change it up a little bit. China.
That kind of remind me of that fucking music by fucking 8Ball and MJG. Bring your head into the water till you hear the cracking sound. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. All right, China. So I did a video on stepfathers. You know, basically being a stepfather is a bad deal for most men. Do you really feel like women that have kids can actually make a man feel comfortable if he chooses to deal with her? And if so, how would they do that to make a man feel like a man if a woman have children?
Okay, let me ask you a question. How would you make the man feel comfortable, and do I think it's a bad deal?
Yeah, do you think being a stepfather is a bad deal? Because
I don't think being a stepfather is a bad deal. I think from a man's point of view, it might be down his end. For him, in his mind, many men believe that being a stepfather is beta. And I broke that down. People say stupid things. I don't think that's beta. I'm going to tell you why. Because, well, let me ask you a question. In order for a woman to actually have a man that's her and her children, hold on one second.
Yeah, we're going to wait for China. But now,
in order for a woman to,
okay, go ahead.
Sorry. In order for a woman to accept man, she gotta be in rulership over everything, point blank, period. Even if like he's telling the child something, because he's gonna be laying down the home, no matter. So that's the only way. You know, for a man, for a masculine man, she has to submit to that man. She has to be top notch strong. Somebody gotta look good. She gotta be submissive. She gotta be sweet, kind, and feminine. That's just the tip of the iceberg. And if you have children, he has to lead. Can't be nobody back at all.
So basically,
that's the only way I can.
So basically, you saying if he is the stepfather, he has control of her children, right?
Mm-hmm. He has control, because a lot of women get with men like, oh no, that's not your child. Like, there's a woman, I think my cousin, she had a man in her life, but he couldn't tell her kids what to do. And my mom's like, he paying the bills? like he's telling her daughter she can't have a cell phone, and she tells him to mind his business. How about the girl came up pregnant? Like a year later, she was pregnant, and the mother was disappointed at the daughter, but you don't even listen to your man. So I don't know, but that's the only way I think a man. But do I think it's beta? I'm gonna tell you why I don't think it's beta. I'm gonna tell you why I don't. Because if you a man and you put a seed in a woman that's not yours, you left the door open for another man to raise your seed. So you would say that a man that wants to come in and be a man in your child's life is beta, but you're not beta. That don't make sense to me. Because let's say you and the girl did get into it, y'all broke up or whatever. That's not the man coming in fault. That's not that. You can't call that man beta because he will still treat your son like it's his son. Because if any man is cool with buying any kid's ice cream, like you will buy a homeless kid some food, or you will buy any boys that need some money for food, or you will give positive words to any kid. So if you're dealing with a woman, you tell me you can't tell her kids anything positive, you can't buy them no food, or that's beta, but you will do it for any child on the street, that don't make sense to me. Because if you was willing to lay with this woman, put a seed in her, and at the time you wasn't thinking, and then shit went haywire, that other man is beta because he will raise your seed? No, I would say that if you're going to call him beta, you're going to be beta because you left the door open for another man to raise your seed. That's just where I'm coming from with that. That's just how I see it, because when my father died, I had a stepfather, and he ran the house. He ain't play the radio, and I still consider this man to this day a great man, but he ain't play no games, and he was my stepfather, and he was the man in my mother's life, and he worked, he was with my mother, and he respected us like we were his kids, and he actually helped other kids, he actually raised other kids, so I don't think that man is beta. So if men are going to call the man that's raising your seed beta, you got to call yourself beta, because the seed that you put in a woman is a bastard. You didn't marry that woman. That child was raised not being in a home with a father and a mother, and you wasn't married to that woman when that child was born. So that means that child is a bastard, and you left the door for another man to raise your seed. That's just fact.
Yeah. You got anything to add on that, Mike, about is being a stepfather a bad deal for people or guys, man?
I mean, honestly, like raising another man's child, to be honest with you, it's not a bad deal as a lot of people think, because in today's world nowadays, a lot of people, especially children, would kill for a good dad. You know what I'm saying? Rather than say, oh, well, my dad wasn't around. I'm going through a certain situation right now where I'm no longer with my ex-girlfriend, right, that I had kids with. But at the same time, I caught a little bit of a conflict somewhat, because I'm still there. It was all my kids' lives, right? But the whole thing is this. Raising another man's kids isn't beta. But when it comes down to what you call it, China says, when it comes down to raising other kids, don't put your hands on nobody else's kids. And I don't condone that shit. As far as chastising another man's kids, you need to be more in contact with that child's father. Even though you're with the mother now, you need to be more in contact with that child's father. Because at one point, the boyfriend of my ex-girlfriend told my son, you know what I'm saying, shut up. And I was like, nah, you don't tell my son to shut up. If anything, you talk to me. That is not your position to chastise my kids. So I checked him, and so he already knew what fucking time it was. So for the upstanding dude that's there for their kids, you know what I'm saying? When I checked him, he got scared because he know I don't play that. You know, first of all, I know where you live. You ain't got no home. You living with shorty. So it ain't that hard to reach you. Second of all, you ain't got no car, nigga. So anytime you know the boys roll up, you already know what time it is. And when you keep in good contact with your kids, they tell you everything. Especially if that person is doing good or if they're doing bad. You can do whatever you want with the fucking baby moms. I don't care. But when it comes down to the kids, we don't fuck around. You will get laid down for that shit. But as far as being a good man to the kids or somebody else's kids, when you do good to that other kid that's not even yours, they remember you for life. It don't matter if they haven't even seen you in years. When they see you, they're going to run at you and be like, yo, what's up? What's up? What's going on? Because they know when you have a good heart and a good spirit. So they're always going to flock to you. And you never know. Maybe one day you might see them out on the street. They may need your help. And they're always going to remember all the good shit that you did. So when you do good to other people, it comes back to you. Maybe one day when you're down on your luck and you sitting up in a fucking wheelchair, they're going to come from out of nowhere because they're going to always remember who looked out for them.
Facts.
Well, if you a simp, you ain't a simp no more. If you got some money coming in and you in a fucking retirement home, you don't want somebody to wheel your ass around and pick some benches up to shit and do a fucking cane. So, you know, you do the right thing on the woman, too.
I think it depends on the woman. It's more so the woman. It's kind of like a lot of these women are so quick to cut any man around their kids. Like they put
that's true.
man around your kids. It has a lot to do with the woman. See, I'm not gonna blame a man for coming inside a chick's house and do what the fuck you want to do. I blame the woman because, and I got a lot of people coming up. And I think I made it private, but I was going through a lot of things that if you're focused on dick and pussy, then you're not a mother. Because why is a relationship number one when you have a child? Like I'm not gonna be focused on no damn relationship, and I just had your seed. And let's say my daughter is 5 and 10. I ain't focused on no relationship. I'm not, because I'm not focused on any man being in my home while I'm carrying my child. That is my number one first focus. Women are nurturers. Her focus is her child, and that is what men admire about a woman. See, because if a man knows that he's going to put a seed inside a woman, he knows he don't got to worry about another nigga ejaculating on his baby. I'm just saying. Men don't have to worry about that if you know what type of woman you're dealing with. You carrying a man's seed, you worry about dick and pussy. Like, my focus, after I have your child, it's not about bringing any man in the home. It's not about who can I do with. My number one focus is my child. And that's what makes women amazing, some women in other countries, because they'll have children and they already know that their life have changed. My life changed. That woman is very respected because she actually gets it. She actually understands that for some men, it's a turn on as well because she actually gets it. If you have a child, your focus is not on a man. My focus is on my children. Like eating, sleeping. I don't have time to entertain people on social media. I don't have time for that. You know, unless she has a business. Before I chasing dick and pussy, wanting to be in a relationship, I blame a lot of women. Not so much, I don't blame the men. I blame the women because we are the nurturers. We're women. We have to know how to. The child was. We had this child inside us for 9 months. You're telling me that I'll put our seed in danger, even if me and you're not together, just to have a man to make me feel, just to get the validation of a man? I don't need that. I get my validation for what I have to do as a woman. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot of chicks that's out there that's doing that.
And I think a lot of women don't respect their children. If I said that me you had a child and we're not together more, I respect our seed way more than any man out there with money, dick. I don't care. Whatever they have to offer me, my seed is more important. That becomes my purpose because you wasn't my purpose no more. You was my purpose before, but if you're not my purpose anymore, my purpose now is my seed. That's why some men respect the women after they break up with the woman. They still respect her. Like my first relationship, he still respect me so much. I never stole, I never did anything. This man, I'm not gonna get into it, but I'm gonna say that he very much respects me. I'm very respected, and my focus is my daughter. No, nothing else matters to me. No man, no attention, no club, no party. My focus is my child, and that just should be a woman's focus. And they don't have respect for their children. How you not have respect for a teenage boy? How you not have respect for a 10-year-old? Any 10-year-old boy gonna look at it, he's gonna think in his mind he gotta protect his mother because that's just the man inside of him as a young boy. So you have another man grown and your son in the next room. How do you think it makes that boy feel to see other niggas walking in and out your house? And then you lay on side of bed, you got a condom, and your daughter looking at a man, you're nothing worth but a zipper. And that's all she sees. That's a woman that don't even respect her children. I'm not even focusing on a man because I'm a woman. I know what these women think about. They are more so focused on validation.
Yeah.
So when we talk about sex, I see what you're talking about, sex. Like a man shouldn't like raise another man's child like that. But some of these men, because some of these women, it's what man they bring around. Is she bringing in a man that's respectable, that's gonna respect your daughter, or gonna respect your son's faith? Because any man like my stepfather, he respects my faith. He never crossed any boundaries. Do some of these men understand that? No, because it's your baby mama. It's those women out there. They don't even respect their own fucking seed. So if I have my child from you think I'm gonna let any man come around them? That's not a stand-up guy without you even seeing the man, looking the man in his eyes. To see, are you working? Can you be around my son or my daughter? A lot of women don't even stand on those principles. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of fucked up all the way around.
Yeah. I'm gonna just say my issue with the stepfather thing is more of how you vet the woman out. Like a lot of times a woman won't hold a man accountable, the baby daddy accountable or something. And if she's not doing that, that turns me off because you and him had a responsibility. And I get it if you was very young and a teenager and then he went ghost. But if y'all was in a long-term relationship or I respect the women that's actually single mothers that was married more than the baby mamas, because most of the time the baby mamas are all over the place most of the time. And sometimes the ones that actually been married, they had showed commitment skills. So I know that is a foundation there with that child, that he has a father that's around because he may be an ex-husband, and the court system is going to make him be involved even if he don't want to be. A baby daddy could be a deadbeat, a type of guy that she didn't take. Oh, I don't take him. I'm not going to take him down for child support. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I really don't like those type of women because that shows me that you lay with somebody that was irresponsible. So for me, looking at women that has a baby mama or ex-wife, if she has accountability for the other party and they have a program set up that the child is still involved with the father, it makes me feel more comfortable that it was just a situation that didn't work out, regardless of the situation is, instead of looking at her as if she dating guys with potential and letting them go on her raw and show her responsibility, which to me as a man, I don't want to take on that burden because this man, you basically telling me that my child has no support besides me and his daddy do whatever hell he wants to do. And for me, that won't make me feel comfortable. Well, like I said, what will make me feel comfortable if the baby daddy is involved and stuff like that, and the ex-husband involved. But if you put it all on my shoulders, unless the man's dead, then it's a different story. But if you put it all on my shoulders and the father don't have no type of accountability to take care of their child and you're not holding accountable, for me, that's a straight turn off, and I feel like that's a bad deal. That's how I feel about that one. Now, yeah, because a lot of times women,
it does, because the woman is the one bringing the man around, it's like the man is coming in, so it has a lot to do with the woman, like being made mistakes. That's why I go hard on women, and they don't like it. Like they just don't like it. But it's really her. And then in order for a woman to actually get it, it has a lot to do with her upbringing.
See, I think women, and we're about to get to that upbringing part in a second. I think women don't understand that real men don't see you for just pussy. We see you for a person that's going to complement our life, not complicate it. And a man's point of view, when he sees a woman with a child, the first thing he's going to want to understand is, in good faith, are you doing everything to make sure the father is responsible? And is the father responsible? Because if your resume look like, oh, he wasn't shit, then you basically telling me I'm Superman and I'm coming in and trying to take you and the child in. And a lot of men don't want to feel that way, that they got to put on their damn cape and save you. And when things get bad with you and him, he's gonna feel like you're gonna run off to the next dude. So it don't, accountability, and for a woman to understand what a man think and getting her situation together and trying to at least try, even if he's a deadbeat, you throw his ass on child support, throw his ass on whatever you got to do. But a lot of women are so prideful that they walk away from that situation and don't realize another man ain't gonna walk into that situation. And if he do, he may be a simp, because if he a man of any type of value, he's still gonna want you to have some accountability about who you lay with. The irresponsibility, to me, is really, it has to be answered for. But what brings me to my next point, since we get off this stepfather thing, is I have an issue with these women out here that have fathers that don't involve their fathers in their dating life, or don't utilize the resource or the foundation of having a value of what a father brought to your life. You just go get competitive against your father and go to the social media world. I feel like a lot of women, it's women out there that don't have fathers as good women, but it's women out there that do have fathers, but they do not use that father as a cheat code in their dating life and their expectations for a man. Do you feel like women that that do have fathers don't take advantage of that, China?
Yeah, everything you just said, that it has a lot to do. Like the women today, like I said, social media has corrupted the woman so much, even young girls. That's why I be hearing men, when I hear men say, oh, I deal with women that's this age and their age, and all the women like under 24, 25. I'm like, man, you're dealing with a combative ass bitch. Like, you can't tell me you're dealing with a young girl with a straight mind. Like, most of these women today, and they all come to my group, these women are literally out of goddamn control. They all think they crazy. They women, I can't tell them nothing. Like, that's one of the reasons why I love one of my groups. I used to be in 3 groups. I love my 3rd group because it's like, it's wow. Like, the things they talk about, they think, and they think that that's the air debate, right? So, like, in the 90s, the Nickelodeon days, they have cell phones. Y'all remember, like, Cartoon Network? Like, I grew up on that type of shit. We didn't have the internet. And we had to get everything about a muscle. And then when my father passed away, because I had to always prove things to him. I couldn't just come in with a toilet. Everything, I had to prove everything to this man, to the day he died. And I had my stepfather, and I had to prove things to him. Because it wasn't about how pretty I was. It wasn't about how, like, it's none of that matters. Okay? And then I grew up, we didn't have cell phones. Everything was like, you had to do things to get what you wanted. You know what I mean? Like, nowadays with these women today, even the old chicks, like I think, I don't know whether you or Aqua said that, Mike or Aqua said that there are women teaching their younger daughters how to be hoes because there's no father in the home. A lot of these women ran these damn men away. The good man is not going to stay in the house with a fucked up ass woman. One of those days, he's going to wake up and be like, God damn, don't let him take the pills. Don't let him take that red pill. Because then he's going to look at you like you're a fucking demon, which you are. But a lot of these women don't understand that the foundation of you to actually understand you need masculinity. And when a woman get older, she exchanges what her father thinks for the internet, like you said. And that all has to do with this, is the validation. The validation is through the roof. On social media, like, I need to let y'all know something. Y'all, I don't know how men actually understand it. Social media, if I was the type of girl that leaned on what people said to me, how beautiful I am, how gorgeous, where am I going to put my body online? I would have probably went through the goddamn roof. But I stand on tangible things. These women, and I say these women like people's daughters, like your daughter, these women, they lean on, you get so much validation on Facebook, TikTok, like fucking Snapchat. These men be, it's so many men be thirsty. It's fucking crazy. And if they're thirsty, they want to tell a woman everything she want to hear. So why would a woman go to her father? You got 100 fucking data males telling you, girl, don't listen to your daddy. I'm a man for you. Or you got your girlfriend telling you, girl, you listen to that old ass man? That's how people talk. That's how kids talk these days. That's how teenagers and young adults talk. They don't care what you say. None of that matters. That validation is like a drug. It's like in order for me to don't get validation online, I have to really know who I am as a woman. I get validation. Your daughter or whoever you're dealing with, she has to get validation to work. That is tangible validation. Women today get free validation for absolutely nothing. And if you have a daughter, I'm sorry to say she's not gonna listen to you. She think you're in the stone age. She's gonna be like, "That's back in your day. That's your time. This is a new time now." She will get information from Offset before she get it from you. Okay?
Oh shit. Or Cardi B. And you know what's real shit though? What's real shit? A lot of them that be doing that, they'll get all of this attention and validation, and it kind of dawns on me. And these kind of individuals even have a soul. You know what I'm saying? Because they're doing all the wrong shit, like I said, lost. They're a ghost or a shell of their former selves, not knowing who they really are supposed to be. Instead, they're so busy following. We have very few leaders, so we have a lot of fucking followers, and a lot of followers following those followers off of fucking social media. But then when they hit that wall and they see that followers list decrease, they start making my fans only pages, hit some of these fucking celebrities out there and shit. And they be like, I'm gonna make a fans only page. I'm like, okay, you've already hit the wall. I'm gonna donate to you when there's much younger pussy out there. I'm gonna invest my time in you when there's much younger, people that actually have a mindset and have actually invented or made themselves something other than just a fizzle and like a fucking comet going across the sky, a shooting star. But once it fizzles out, you're done. The wall is undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, I just really feel like a lot of times women don't take advantage of the masculinity of the father when he is in the home, and especially if he's masculine enough, he's gonna make sure she listens no matter what. Now, if she's gonna cooperate, that's another story. But it takes the mother and the father to mold her to be a wife before she even leaves the house. So my question to you, China, like, how do you teach your daughters how to be wise before they even get grown?
You gotta take away the internet. The internet cannot exist like with young girls and like some women, and it has a lot to do with the mother. Like, I don't know how. Like, I know, like, we black people, we make mistakes when we're young, but it has so much to do with the mother, because the mother be the main one. Like, I don't know if that Islam. I think it's Islam. They talk about the first thing, because it's true. The first thing a child sees is his mother. The first thing a child feels is what their mother feels, what their mother is eating. So if you with a bitch that's eating trash food while she's pregnant with your child, you can actually gotta think about what she's gonna be teaching that child, right? If you think about the woman you put a child into, it has a lot to do with the mother. She has to be on your court, even if y'all ain't together. It doesn't matter. It's what you find best for your child, for a woman to instill those rules. Women find that I'm not gonna listen to him if he cheat on me, if he got another girl. That's why a lot of these women hate their baby daddy, because they want to control your life. Because they can control your life, they will use your kids against you. So you gotta imagine what she's telling your daughter about you. You know what I mean? Like, I know when I was a young girl, I used to look at my dad like he was like Superman. That's how I'm supposed to. He's my first imprint. That's the first man that loved me. That's the first man that showed me what I need to be as a woman when I get older. How to protect myself. How to respect my body. How to respect my mind. How to respect my soul. So the mother is not on that accord. She's actually against the father. She's actually against her child.
Yep, this is crazy though too. And let me say something too. Let me interject with that, Tom. And I'm glad that you mentioned that shit for everybody else that's listening. We know how the father's supposed to be the first imprint of the daughter, right? And the son. Like they're supposed to let each other know. But you know, what's your opinion on a father that actually is condoning and letting cross paths with a mother that's a thought? He's condoning the condition of how she's conducting herself as a whole, and he's there, and he's okay with it. That's some fucked up shit. But what do you think about that, though?
I think he's a beta. Like, if he's okay with his daughter being a home.
He a simp. I mean, like,
yeah,
some men,
he's a beta.
Yeah, some men need to understand the control of their leadership as a man, which brings me to my last. This is gonna be the last thing we talk about tonight. Is I said the 5 things that eliminate women on dating, but I didn't talk about the 5 things that eliminate men. And I think the first thing that eliminates a man is his being looseful with his penis and having too many kids, not financially stable. He's not taking care of his outside look. He has no conversation, and he has lack of leadership. And sometimes a fool with money is just a fool. And a lot of times, this is the sad part about today's society. Women know some men lack all these things, but they have money and security, so they lock them down as the beta male simp, and then they build a family around them so they can walk all over them and do what the hell they want to do. You know, how do y'all feel about? Do you feel like a man that that have all these or have these wrong qualities, they basically shooting themselves in the foot? Basically what I wanted to ask was, do you feel like the beta male simp needs to, like, I definitely know they need to wake up, but I think it's just too many simps in the world because they come from single moms. Do y'all believe that? Do you think all these simps come from single moms?
I'm not gonna say that, because I know a lot of masculine men come from single moms. Like, I know a lot of them in my family, like my cousins. Like, they are like masculine. They're like, they don't play the radio. I'll just say that.
So what's the biggest component that make them a simp then, or make a man beta?
I think it's lust. Like men that are addicted to sex. That makes a man, like, you could be addicted to, like, a man that don't control his dick. That a masculine man controls his dick with his mind. He not controlled by his dick. He don't think with his dick. He think with his mind. Now I think that the simp, he think with his dick. So you can't control nothing. You can't control yourself. So that has nothing to do with the single mom. That just have a lot to do with the man. I know some men that were in the house with their dad, and their dad was a simp. So
that's the piece of disaster.
Yeah, like, it just depends on the man. I know women make their child beta. There are women that make, not them, but I know there are some women that make their child beta, make them like South boys. But not even that. I can't even say that, because I know some dudes that was raised with their mother, but they became like these masculine fucking men. So I can't really say that. But I will say this. It depends on the woman. It all depends on the woman. If the woman is corrupt, her seeds are corrupt. Okay? Point blank, period.
That is facts. I mean, because I know some strong mothers that actually can turn their boy or point their boy in the direction of finding leaderships in the community and masculine men to be like, or they only date masculine men, and when they do bring a man around their child, that he's had some point of leadership and responsibility, and they know that man's aura is going to be good for that child. So you're right. It don't. I think it falls down, and in the long run, it falls down on a person, on their self-respect for themselves. A lot of times, the chaos we see on social media is people that don't have their own self-respect. The people that's posting the shit that's messed up or delusional, and also the people that's liking the delusional shit. We just live in a delusional society when people feel like the function is great. It's great to feed the ego of dysfunction and see the functional stuff. You know, I always say this, like, we was in school and a fight break out. Are you the kid that walk away from the fight and don't want to see it, or are you the one that run up to it? In this day and age, that's what social media is. Are you the one that walk away from the chaos, or are you the one that run up to the chaos to see what happened? And that's how today's society has tricked us and basically made us delusional to feel like bad news is good news. You know, showing like back in the day, you couldn't even show that much skin on TV and stuff like that or magazines. Now you see it everywhere you go, and it's destroying the world.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I want to ask the men a question. What do y'all think about like the good girl, right? Let's say she's a good girl, and she meets the bad, like, let's say the good girl and be corrupt by the bad boy. Like the bad boy is the one corrupting the good girl. Do men blame the bad boy or do they blame the good girl?
I would say you gotta blame the bad boy because.
But why men don't blame the bad boy for corrupting good women?
It's just like right now, if I say China, let's go rob a bank, and you do it, they really gonna blame you because you chose to do it, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I was like, well, China, you see that I know how to do. Just say if you trust me financially as a financial advisor, and you say, Stack, I need to invest this money, and you trust me to do it, and you do it, but you lose your money, then you should blame me because I'm the expert, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with that situation is the bad boy most of the time, and this is why I put when I said the things that blindside women is older men. I put that on my list because sometimes older man that's 37 and he's dating a 24-year-old, he could easily say, let's go to Miami for the weekend, imprint her on trips and shit. And then after that, he just have fun with her. Don't mind, because an older man don't care about investing and losing in the long run. As long as he gets some out that investment, he'll move on to the next chick. So basically what I'm saying is sometimes you gotta blame the man more because he knows he's the leader, you know, just like the captain or right now the coronavirus pandemic. Everybody's blaming Trump because he knew the shit before we knew the shit, and he didn't handle it. So technically, you have to blame the person that was the head because the first thing you see on the body is the head. The neck is the support. It's the woman. So if I throw my head in a pool and I can't swim and we fucking drown, you gonna blame the person that jumped in the pool. You ain't gonna drain it. Basically, I'm just saying, like, in analogy, if I want to jump in the pool, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's fair. Let me tell you why. I don't think that's fair because let's take me, for example. Let's say I get with a bad guy, a bad boy. People gonna blame me and I have good insight. And what if the man lies? What if he pretends to be something he's not? I'm still gonna get the blame.
I said the man get the blame. I think the man should get the blame.
Okay.
I think the man should, like I said, because the man is the leader. Anytime you have leadership on any situation, if the man should get the blame. If somebody came and flagged my channel right now, y'all ain't getting the blame. I'm getting the blame. It's my channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, the good girl has to be because women are the gatekeepers of sex and men are the gatekeepers of relationships and marriage. And the good girl has to understand what is his program. Because when you I play college football, if you go on a visit and you see their program, they're gonna show you the program to value in to accept that offer to that scholarship. If you don't like the program, you go elsewhere. If you go there and you decide to go to commit to that program and they want you to do this and that, when you commit to it and you know you weren't going to, you can't change the narrative knowing what the narrative is. If you know that you're going to live in a state with bad weather, you're going to know that in the wintertime you got to buy a fucking coat. And the same thing, if you know you're going to live in a state with hot weather, you better have some air conditioning. So at the end of the day, you as a man, you set your program, and at the end of the day, if you lead people down the wrong path of your program, you're the one to blame. But at the same time, the woman does have a decision where she wants to go. And if she knows she's a good girl and he's a bad guy, at the end of the day, just do the numbers. A lot of times, good girls go bad when they deal with bad guys. So to me, I would blame the bad guy, but at the same time, the woman does have a choice what program she want to go on.
This is true. Well, I usually go about that shit when it's like, I think of things like if it's contract law. You know what I'm saying? Like I think about things like that. If you know that this person is giving you a pig in the poke and he's trying to sell you something, and you go ahead and you know you see it's a duck, it's quacking like a duck, and it's waddling like a duck, it's a fucking duck. You know what I'm saying? It's got a beak, it's got feathers. You see the situation for what it is. If you know that you don't have that sixth sense to warn you of danger or to know that you're gonna get fucked out of this deal or something sounds too good to be true, this is why a lot of women got their guard up, because they've been fucked over by a lot of guys, and a lot of guys got their guard up because they've been fucked over by a lot of women. It's about both sides seeing eye to eye, because when schemes collide, dreams collide. You know what I'm saying? When you see everybody trying to get to that goal, and there's a lot of things that's colliding. You got a guy who wants to be a conniving motherfucker, or a chick that wants to be a hood rat dotty dot, trying to secure the bag constantly, then you're already gonna know that there's gonna be some shit in conflict with each other. But if she knew that was a fucked up dude, and she accepted that deal, she saw the situation for what it was, and she went ahead and dealt with it anyway, and she knew what was going on. She just by even having that feeling. And you had that feeling, and you didn't trust your instincts to say, nah, you know what, I'm going to pass on that one. Or a dude that's like, man, you know, she sound real good, but her body's making me say yes, even though I want to say no. And he go ahead and he stick her dick up in her, and he's just like, you know, he's putting it, now you got soul ties. Now any decision that you made, you know, whether it be a fucked up one or a good one, you're learning a lesson from that, because you decided to take that deal. And as far as that contract, what I mean by contract, I don't just mean just on paper. I mean by going ahead with somebody's program. You already made that deal. It's already too late. You can't switch the narrative up when you did that. But what you can do is, you know, be more one with God, ask for forgiveness, and learn a lesson from that, because, you know, situations do be on the flip where a good dude will turn bad, and a bad, you know, a good chick will turn bad also. So I think it's on both parts. I agree with the both of y'all.
Well, I'm gonna say this, China. Women gotta stop taking the sample, because a woman, it's just like when you at the mall, you walk past the food court, and they sit out and got a little cup of food so you can taste it, and then you go over there. Women sometimes will fall for a bait with a bad boy, and once they fall for that bait, the look, the this, the that, they get addicted. You know what I mean? So a lot of times, a man can control the bait better than a woman, to me. But I feel like, because at the end of the day, for us, it's just sex. For a woman, it's more emotional attachment. It's the imprint. It's all kind of things. Because if you experience a man that you never experienced before, then that's gonna be trouble for you. Especially if he come in bad faith and he pretend like he's in good faith, and you fall for that shit, it could destroy a woman's life. I didn't seen that shit.
See, that's why I tell women, don't have, like, listen, Sam, I promise you everything I love. I don't care what people think. They can say what they want to say. If I I'm not having sex with nobody that's not teaching me, leading me, guiding me, providing, because I don't work in the workplace. I didn't go to college, didn't get no degrees. I actually, I didn't get no degrees. I never had a job in my life. I worked for a business which I built in my first relationship. We built a business. I'm not going to say the numbers because I hear everybody say they think six figures, so it just don't matter. I just built a business. So I'm more so of a woman that dedicates to my man. So whatever his purpose is more. That's why everything with me is serious. I don't see things as being fun. I don't see dating. I don't like, what's the fuck is dating? Like, what the fuck is that? You know, if I want to be with you and I see you man with potential, I will invite you to my home and I'll cook for you. You know what I mean? I'll cook for you, or you cook for me, whichever one, or I'll cook with you at your house. But I'm not into that dating stuff. I don't need money from nobody. I don't need attention. That's why I don't post my pictures. But I put a little bit up for my followers. But I don't need nobody to tell my body look because I know I'm baking. I know what I have. I know who I am. So when I try to teach women is what men say, what any man says doesn't matter. You have to be a woman to aim to please. With that, it's going to become competition with women. You're in competition with other women. Your enemy is not the man. That's why I have a video called Black Men. Women are lovers, not fighters. And I am talking about women like me, women like myself. And a lot of men get it twisted. They think that women are against them. No, the women that you are attracted to, the women that you entertain. So if you entertain those women, they actually hate you. And they hate you by you can just see what they do. But like a woman like me, I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter. I'm not against the man. I don't like beta males. I can't stand them. I think they are beneath me. I believe that those men, I believe that a beta male, I'm going to tell you what it is. I believe a beta male is just so sorry to me. He's carnal-minded. A man that can't think, a strong masculine man that's persuaded through sex, says a lot about the man. And I don't have any. I just don't like it. It makes me feel disgusting. I don't want nobody. Like, I know I look good. I know I'm attractive, but I don't want a man to be like so caught up on my attractiveness. It's more so mental and me stimulating. Like, I respect a hardworking man. I'm gonna tell you something. Men might say I'm crazy. They say I'm a liar when I say this. How a man looks doesn't matter to me. I promise you. Like, I like to see my man. I cook hearty meals. I cook pie. I cook honey bun. Like, I cook meatloaf. I cook stuffed chicken. I want to feed my man. You're gonna gain weight with me. I'm gonna fuck the life out of you, and I'm gonna feed you, and I'm gonna do what you say. You know, it's gonna be all sweet and love, but it has to be to a man that I actually respect, like my grandfather and my father. These are the men that I grew up on, and what he wears didn't matter. None of that matters. As long as he's a stand-up guy, it's a very stand-up. You have to be a stand-up guy. You have to have principles and morals and integrity. That's more important to me than anything.
That's facts. I mean,
I'm sorry.
No, that's facts because a lot of times women don't realize the value that they can be a man's supercharger if they just bring the right values to that man. That man can to elevate himself with your support and your cooperation and your femininity. And like, we're really simple creatures. If we get respect, cooperation, sex, and you bring us peace, you own the team. But a lot of times in this world, we get women that want to be combative, not bring us peace and all that bullshit. I mean, it's not even really worth, the juice is not worth the squeeze dealing with the everyday woman sometimes, because at this, I'll say, like, you might have 1 out of 10 women that actually get it. That I know, and then it depends on your masculinity as a man. And even then, when you masculine as hell, got your shit together, you still run into these combative women because these simps that put these women on a pedestal that they feel like the options is open, but they don't realize just like a man got to find a 5% woman, a woman got to find a 5% man. Because at the end of the day, the 95% of simps and 95% of women that's combative and not cooperative, they deserve each other, to be honest. That's why I stay off social media like that. I'm not on that motherfucking shit. If y'all don't see it, well, right now I'm on a 5-month. I'm really on a 5-month freeze. Only time I go on my Instagram right now is to check a DM for a consultation, and that's it. I'm not on there posting nothing. You won't see me posting nothing, and that's just what it is. I'm not posting no stories or nothing until May or April. But sometimes as a man, you have to do some deep cleaning and some deep diving to tap into your own to your own self-respect for yourself. And the distractions of social media, dating websites, going to the bar, going to a club, all that. For me, I'm cutting out all that into maybe April, May. It might be go longer, but sometimes you gotta get in tune with yourself to find out what's real around you and what's real for your own self and what you need to replan yourself to keep yourself energized. So,
and you know what? I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, because I'm about to end it anyway. So, say what you're gonna say. This be your last word, and I'm gonna give Mike the last word, and then I'm gonna get off.
All right. I will say this. With me as myself, because I know a lot of women as myself in a group that view the world through my lens. It's just so hard to trust people, right? Because we are the type of women that's gonna always be hurt. That's just fact. Gonna always be hurt. And people will say that out of all of the people that support me, out of everybody that runs with me, at the end of the day, I'm gonna still get hurt. That's just how it is with women like me. We gotta be hurt a couple of times for us to actually be strong, really strong, because it's like we just love so hard and we trustworthy. I don't want to see the bad in you. I want to always see the good, and it's kind of like it don't matter who the person is. I'm talking about people in general. I like to find the good in people, not the bad. But like with me, I always get hurt. My family members, it doesn't matter. My relationships, friends, family members, I get hurt, and I get hurt bad. I'm a baby. I am a big baby, and I'm very sensitive, and I am emotional. I'm a woman at the end of the day. But I'll say this: you had a great panel. You had a great topic. I was happy to come through and share my wisdom. Shout out to you and shout out to your panel. And I appreciate everybody that was rocking with us.
Well, you always welcome over here, China. We appreciate you. Like I said, I ain't got nothing but love for you, because if we can clone your ass about 100,000 women like you, the world will be a better place. Maybe 1 million. We need 1 million more Chinas in this motherfucker. But for real. But yeah, we need more women that actually take accountability for what they stand on, what they live on, and basically want to tap into their man, want to be the solution for their man, not the problem. And that's the thing we need more than anything in the world. And we are the right man. We're thirsty for it, but at the end of the day, it's not out there for us to quench that thirst, and it's a shame. So, but you always welcome over here, China.
And I shared your live stream on my Instagram. It's on my Instagram.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it. Well, we'll be back next Sunday. I know I went MIA on y'all for a minute. I just ain't had the energy. I had a lot of things going on.
Me too.
And yeah, I know you've been MIA on YouTube too, but Mike, sometimes you gotta understand that these content creators, sometimes we gotta take a vacation from this shit. I mean, For real. Like it's cool. We're there for everybody. We love everybody that support us, but sometimes we got everyday things. We got like, you know what? I can't get that content today. I gotta sit back. I gotta chill. I gotta relax. But at the end of the day,
I gotta take a break from that crazy rhetoric on YouTube. Like the rhetoric on YouTube is just through the roof.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I'm gonna leave though, but let me say this. It's like they have no home bars of what they say. It's kind of like they tell people anything. So they telling people anything. People quitting their jobs. People divorcing. People leaving their family because of. In my mind, I'm like, man, this shit is crazy to me. So I'm like, I gotta get away from this shit because a lot of people, they ideology of life on the internet, and I don't live that way. I'm a woman with a backbone and a mind, and I am the thinking black woman, and I know how to ask the questions, and I know how to get my point across, and I know how to have those uncomfortable conversations with men and women. So at the end of the day, I just had to take a break because this stuff on YouTube is just crazy to me. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. That's so much to your cash out. You know I rock with you. You know I support you. You know I love you, fam. And everybody, until we meet again. I love y'all.
I love you too, Ken China. Holla.
Appreciate you.
Any last words you gotta say about this dating world and everything going on, Mike? Before we get out of here.
Yeah, honestly, like I just have to say to everybody, before you get into a relationship, know what situation you getting into. Try to improve more in yourself. Furthermore, if you constantly keep choosing the wrong person for you, then you need to take a step back and not only just look at yourself, have some accountability. That's just on both ends as well, not just on one end. Have some accountability on both ends. Have some accountability for yourself for fucking with that person, and make sure you stay close to the God, because now in today's world with all this fuck ass shit going on, they're just hitting the walls and all this other shit. Just be safe out there and stay clean, most of all.
Facts. All right, Mike. Next Sunday we'll be back, and I'm gonna get my last thing, but we'll holler at you next Sunday, Mike.
Just another thing, Stats. I appreciate your show, man. Keep coming up with this fucking wonderful content, man. Show the brothers and sisters out there what's real. You know what I'm saying? Not on some fantasy shit like these other channels is doing. That's why I don't fuck with them. I fuck with you, Stats. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. And until we meet again, bro.
All right, bro. Holla at you.
One.
All right, well, in all, I want to thank Aqua, China, Mike, everybody that came through, everybody that basically came in a live chat. Thank you for watching. I know I've been off of my live streams for the last 2 months, but working a full-time job, being a full-time father, hitting that gym, doing all the things in life, period. Sometimes you got to take a break from the live streams and YouTube, and I took that little break, but I'm back for a little while. And next time I'll let you guys know next time I take a break, but the videos will still come in, at least 3 or 2 during a week. At the end of the day, my channel is about being better. I understand the red pill, the red shirt, but we got to get to the point that we start trusting each other as well, men and women. And that's what my channel is about, is getting your plan, your purpose, your program of your life together. You versus you is always a key, because when you look in the mirror, you got nobody but blame but you. So be prepared for all the leaps and boundaries and the things that come in life, especially in this dating society. You got to understand that if you want to be a 5% man, you got to be it, because you are what you attract. Because if you're a 5% man, you'll attract a 5% woman. And if you're a 5% woman, you'll attract a 5% man. You'll weed out all that bullshit when you become the best version of yourself. So with that being said, that's all I want to say. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. But I appreciate everybody for coming through. Make sure you hit that like button when you leave out. And I'll holler at you guys on the next live stream, which will be next weekend, Sunday. I don't know what time, but it'll be after 6. But I'll basically make an announcement. I'll holler at you guys on the next live stream. Peace.